Hello, everybody, and welcome to Zero Gravity Gaming Iron Broad Silver League Week 4. We are here. We have two wonderful teams. We have Big Duck Entourage and LGC Spartans. I am Thousand Eyes. To my left is Industrial, and we are going to be getting underway very shortly here. But first off, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to see BDE again. I was honestly a little bit thrown off whenever I realized that they changed their top laner from Tamar to Willow. So I'm excited to see Willow's performance this game, especially because Tamar did such a good job. Willow has a lot to live up to and like step up to the plate that Tomorrow made for her or them. So I'm excited to see that happen. I haven't seen LGC play, so I'm hoping to see a good game here and maybe we'll get to three.
Maybe we will, but right now we will be just getting into this draft in just a second. And yeah, like you said, Big Dog Entourage making some roster changes despite having that success. It seems like tomorrow just they swapped him out for another top laner that we do not have as much info on. But Big Duck Entourage definitely looking to be the stronger team today. LGC Spartans want to go for the upset and try and make something happen. But hopefully we will be getting underway in just a second.
Draft wise, though, I'm curious to see what will end up happening mid lane, especially since both teams, their mid laners, play the same champ. So I'm wondering if both teams will just not allow either of those big three of Yasuo, Yone to go in, or big two, I guess, to like even go into draft at all. I wonder if they'll ban them out and just hope that their mid laner can pick something else that they still are strong with, because that's definitely going to be a big fight for those two. And if they both get in, it's not good. And as
Yeah,
we get in,
there we go. We are in. Yeah, so we have the Tom Kench band coming out right away, taking that one out of the hands of Zar Pitts. Oh my. You said this before we got in that there were going to be a lot of names that we were going to struggle with, and you are right.
Yeah, I already
Zartista,
decided. Yeah,
Zartista. Man,
that is Zara to me. I will be addressing
just
LGC's top laner as Zara because
make
I'm
it
not 100% impressed.
readable, guys. Please, I'm begging you. As a caster, it's terrible.
Wait, did LGC ban no one for their first ban?
That was we are waiting to see what that is. Zarpizza is how it's pronounced. Zarpizza.
Okay, Zara Pizza. All right.
Ah, yes, they have it. They have an e sub, so they are running. They are running things a little bit shorthanded here. I'll turn you up in just a second. But yeah, the Pantheon going to be the next ban, and now we should start to see LGC getting some bands under their belt, see what they really want to take away, if it's going to be that meta stuff or it's going to be something different. It's going to be that Tarek. So that one is not going to come through. And yeah, I if I remember correctly, we did see that Tarek, and it was terrifying.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever we saw it last week, even through our Mysterio's OB.GG, it did look like Mysterio was playing a little bit more Tarek than I've seen before last time. And the Yone ban immediately not letting their mid laner get any of those. I feel like BDE can trust Sightstone to be comfortable in any mid laner while Yasuo is preferable. They are still. Oh, and the first pick Yasuo. It looks like they will
Okay. Yeah,
not have to worry about Sightstone at all.
they blind picking it and feeling comfortable enough to do so, and especially because they just don't want to run the risk of that getting taken away, possibly. Big Duck Entourage going to pick them one up for themselves. Now LGC, there's a couple of power picks still up here. You got the Viego. You've got, a lot of different opportunities. The Diana is going to be the pickup. Still a strong jungler despite recent nerfs. And maybe we'll start to see some of that bot lane start to form here before it swaps back over to Big Duck Entourage.
Yeah, definitely. The both mid laners on BD and LGC both love Yasuo and Yone, so it's definitely good for BD to get Sightstone that Yasuo right off the bat and ban out the Yone as well to make sure that LGC's mid laner Cartson does not have any room to play well and be comfortable with a mid laner.
Yeah, so we'll see how that's going to go. Leona is going to be the lock-in now for the support. And now Big Duck Entourage have more to select from. I'm gonna be kind of curious if they're gonna try and pick things that are gonna set up this Rakan, or well, okay, that answers that question. The Rakan and a Mumu here. So this is the Mumu that has gotten some buffs in the most recent patch and is gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, we did see Swag Money on Amumu last week as well, and that was also very terrifying. It was not a good time for Solar Flare whenever they played against this Amumu at all. So maybe LGC has a little bit of fear right there.
Yeah, absolutely. The Hecarim's going to be the pickup now as we do get into our second ban phase coming up. The Hecarim is actually interesting because this does now point to the Diana being solo lane, being a mid laner most likely, going up against that Yasuo, and that's not one that I usually end up seeing as something as a counter pick to the Yasuo, because without that Q, Diana really struggles.
Yeah, it is definitely very hard to like get off with that Diana like dashing. You want to make sure that Q's land, and Yasuo is going to make that not a fun time. A little bit interesting because I was expecting the Diana jungle, but I'm curious to see where the Hecarim jungle goes now.
Yeah, we will see how that's going to go, because that has been kind of out of the meta for a while. Lucian and Ashe are the bans. Kai'Sa also getting banned here, so a lot of 80 carries are going to be taken off the board. Will it be a fourth 80 carry? That is the question of the day. Big Duck Entourage, what you got here? Because everybody really wants to try and choke out that 80 carry pool.
Oh, the Aatrox. Maybe?
Yep, maybe. We will see. Aatrox definitely... yeah, that will be the lock-in. Okay, so switching it up a little bit here.
I do like the 380C bands just for the sake of safety. You don't want to give anyone they're comfortable with on AC, but the Twitch is definitely very good for ZMacken. Twitch is a comfortable champion for ZMacken, so I'm hoping to see a lot of good plays, especially with the Leona, with the CC, and Twitch can just pop out from the invisibility. It is definitely something to fear.
Absolutely. Yeah, with this Leona being able to set up, it is setting up for LGC to have a strong pick composition here. They can kind of take these skirmish fights and be really powerful in that, but it's not going to be easy because there's a massive Wombo combo being set up by Big Duck Entourage here, and good lord, that's a lot of just ults being thrown straight at people.
Yeah, I would not want to go against the team that Big Duck has formed whenever they all hit level 6. This is not going to be a very fun team fight. Oh, and the Gangplank as well.
Yeah, you know, just in case you needed a bit more. You know.
Yeah, this is definitely a team to fear during team fights. Lots of ults, lots of CC, lots of damage for sure.
For sure. And now what is going to be this final pick here for LGC? They still need to get something for that top lane position to go up against that Gangplank, and hopefully something that can bully him. Is, you know, that early Gangplank is a bit of a weak spot, but now it's going to be the set, so definitely trying to pressure that, but is it going to be enough?
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how these teams go. I see a lot of potential with the Amumu because last time that big like Swag Money Boy was against a Hecarim, he was able to just immediately destroy his enemy jungler just by taking camps, like making sure he had no room to breathe and was always a step behind. And I really have that high expectation for Swag Money again today. And I'm super excited to see Stitezone on the Yasuo. I do see on his op.gg a lot that he enjoys this champ. He is good at this champ. He's comfortable. And last week he did not have a chance to play it at all. So I am really, really, really hoping to see, like, from what I've seen on like the stats and that kind of stuff, I want to see that in this game tonight. LGC wise, I do like the setup for the Twitch. I do feel like they have potential for a lot of damage. Both teams have like a lot of like ults that kind of like CC and pull you in. However, I do think Big Duck's team fighting compatibility is just so much more better compared to LGC.
Yeah, I mean, it's LGC have the makings of a Wombo combo team composition. Big Duck Entourage are like the poster child for a Wombo combo composition. But LGC definitely have a lot more pick potential with this Twitch. You know, a lot of times people don't pay attention to where Twitch is, and Twitch can pop up and, you know, make your life hell because it's like, oh wait, there's somebody who can just pop out from invisibility here. So that is, I think, what I am going to be at least looking for from LGC Spartans. They have that opportunity open to them, and if the Twitch starts getting off the ground, you can combo that well with everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. That Twitch is the one that I fear. I'm also very curious to see how the Ziggs goes into the Twitch, especially with the fact that I do like to kind of stop Leona a bit from immediately building armor. She now has to build a little bit of MR against that Ziggs, which makes me feel a little bit better because then it's not like as a full armor. Now it's hard to kill the Leona. The Ziggs can do damage right off the bat and it'll be fine. I don't see like AP champions very often, like in the bot lane as ADC. So I always get excited when I see them because I know how hard it is to last hit on like mage like champions. So I have high hopes for Soul Wolf here on the six, and hopefully he will still be able to farm well as he has previously.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a struggle there, but the trade-off that you do get is the Ziggs poke is very potent, and having that extra person there to help keep the Ziggs safe, as well as allow for him to walk up and actually get damage on the tower. Ziggs's tower pushing potential is something I think a lot of people don't really... It is not what people think about with Ziggs, despite it being so strong, especially with tower plates. You get up there, his passive auto on towers does a bunch more damage, and then you get the W on top of that. It is very threatening.
Yeah, and I think the Ziggs also does very well into Leona with that W, just being able to bounce Leona backwards before she can walk up and throw her E to immediately CC train you. I do think the Ziggs is a little bit more of a safer pick, especially with being able to get that Twitch and Leona off of him. So I think it was a good counterplay, honestly. And I'm just hoping the farming potential, and like especially with the turret damage, I have high hopes for the spot lane. I do see Ziggs and Rakan winning against even a Twitch Leona solely because Ziggs has the potential to keep them away from him and keep doing that poke damage. It's just making sure he actually does it, which is what I'm hoping to see, what I expect to see.
Absolutely. Now, as we are ticking down before we get into that spectator delay, are there any lanes that you're looking to see just pop off in this early game? Because right now it is a little up in the air to me.
Oh, no. I already know what I want to see. I'm so excited to see Sightstone on Yasuo. Like, words cannot describe. Like, I really, really wanted to see Sightstone play Yasuo last week, and he just kept getting banned, like, immediately, like, Yasuo Yone banned. Yasuo Yone banned, like, for both of the games I saw last week. So I see, like, I've heard, I guess, and I've seen the stats of how well Sightstone can do on Yasuo. So I'm so excited to, like, actually finally see it in a game now. And I just have such high hopes for it. And I really, really, really want to see this like high performance that I've heard and seen about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, the biggest thing that I'm watching is that set, because, you know, Gangplank, not exactly the strongest in the early levels, and set has a lot of presence up there. It really just kind of depends if he can play aggressive there, not have to worry about the Amumu coming up there. And if he can keep pressuring the Gangplank, that can hopefully move LGC into a good spot coming into the mid game. If that starts going south, that very quickly will get out of hand. And I'm really scared for LGC if top lane starts going sour.
Yeah, there's definitely one way that my friends and I, when we play League, describe Set is he is a raid boss. There's no better way to describe him in my eyes. So if Set does get that room, which ideally Swag Money will just kind of keep prio off of top lane in order to prevent that Set from getting too far ahead and like too raid bossy, I guess. So that is the goal there, is ideally Amumu can keep that Set under wraps for the most part, especially since Gangplank does have a lot of high skill mechanics and all that kind of stuff. So it definitely will not be a fun time if barrels are not able to go off.
Absolutely, but we are going to take a quick break as we get into the first game after the spectator delay. Don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back with game one of BDE versus LGC. Hello, everybody, and welcome back as we are now into game one. BDE on the blue side, LGC on the red. As all the teams, both teams are fanning out. And we will be getting underway in just a moment. Nobody feeling confident enough to invade on this level one.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing, though. I feel like that would have not ended too well at all. I do enjoy the little dancey dance between both Swag Money and
The Mumu
Broken
laugh
Window.
spam is just
Yeah.
getting me.
It always makes my heart happy, though. You know, at least they're having a little bit of fun before the game truly starts.
At least somebody cares about a Mumu for a split second.
For a split second, I do hope that they go to starting. I don't want them to know which direction Swag Money went, though. That's the only thing I'd be truly worried about. It's like, we just watch him go towards blue. We know where he's going now. That's the only thing I'd be concerned about, really. So
yeah, surprisingly though, people are not there for the leash just yet.
yeah, does look like we're gonna see Hecarim start on blue along as a Mumu. So they probably will have that knowledge early on. Oh no, they won't. Both Ziggs and Rakan are staying in their Tribush River as long with the Gangplank helping Leisha Mumu, which will definitely be a good, smart way to start off. Give them a little bit of less knowledge of where Swag Money started, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, they can probably make the assumption that if both did not show that generally is top lane, because top laners love getting to the wave immediately.
Yeah.
It is absolutely just gonna be a good start for this Amumu, and yeah, good start for Zarpizza is getting a lot of damage onto this Gangplank early.
Yeah, I do believe you were right there. That is definitely a lane to look out for. Zarpizza is already getting that early damage, giving Zarpizza the opportunity to kind of just take over this lane.
Barrel missed.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is gonna give an opportunity for Zarpizza to get a lot more damage here, and that is the power of Set in those early levels, starting with that E and just punching away at people.
So, out of curiosity, who do you think is going to gank first out of Swag Money and Broken Window? Because
I think it's Hecarim. Yeah,
so.
I believe it is going to be Broken Window. I think I won that bet. Sightstone getting ganked, has to flash away. Here comes the Amumu getting that stun with the bandage toss in there deep, but Swag Money Boy does not have the backup. Yasuo is way too low to keep following up, but the counter gank does allow for some protection. 2 flashes on BDE blown for the ghost on Broken Windows.
Yeah, that is perfect timing for Swag Money to just appear. That would have not been a fun first blood, especially because I'm rooting for Sightstone right now. I want to see this Yasuo. So I think it was smart to. I feel like that is definitely the lane you want to shut down early on, though. Is mid lane as well.
A little worried Zarpizza was going to keep going on that. You do not want to miss those minions, buddy, as Broken Window now showing himself.
Yeah, it does look like Broken Window is going for the early on ganks, which I like a lot, but it also, he keeps showing himself, and as a result, Swag Money has the opportunity to kind of go wherever he pleases now. So.
Yeah, I mean, it is a trade of scuttles, so it's kind of a wash in the grand scheme of things, but right now looking like there might be some more action again in that mid lane, as top lane directed camera does enjoy top lane.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything too big yet. However, I do think I see the potential for top lane to, especially Willow, to get first blooded on that Gangplank. It just already having such a rough start against that set, I feel like that is the biggest lane to go towards.
Sightstone is going aggressive. I feel like Swag Money Boy is holding or wasting a lot of time here trying to make that gank work, and gonna lose some jungle camps for it. And with that pressure, Zarpizza is actually roaming down with Broken Window to make sure that he gets that farm safely. So a successful invade and steal from Broken Window.
Yeah, definitely very good, because we have seen Swag Money immediately shut down other junglers by just taking their camps whenever Swag pleases. So for Broken Window to do that in return is kind of refreshing. It's showing that, Swag now has, it's not like a very easy match for him. He has to work for it now, and it's not going to be as a walk in the park as it normally has been for him.
Yeah, Vivolo also now is just sitting on that little bit of mana.
Yeah, Ocean Drake is up now, though. So here's my prediction. There is going to be a fight at Ocean Drake. And Diana is going to, at the end of it, Diana will end up having the TP back into lane. That is my prediction.
Okay. All right. Well, we will see.
I also I feel like before any big fights happen, both mid laners, like, they need to go back. They need to back now. They've been sitting there for so long. They both reached level 6. It's just kind of practical to back now and get items to have that chance to get ahead, especially with Ocean Drake now up. And, you know, everyone else is backed basically besides them and the junglers. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like neither one of them really want to give up the lane priority that they have, and any back, really, that if one person backs while the other, oh wait, we have a fight topside. Zarpizza getting a lot of damage there, but the cannon barrage is doing a lot of work. Vivolo flashing to follow Zarpizza, and now Zarpizza getting a lot of damage back on with the fists. He wards into there, uses the Q, and that will be first blood for Vivolo, turning that lane, getting that tide turned, using that TP great, and coming out on top.
That ult was just so rough. And then immediately the barrel placement. Willow putting that barrel there to ensure that Set had, like, Zarpizza had no way to get back under tower was very, very smart. I like that. And then Zarpizza unfortunately had a little bit of a not so fun time with the minions hitting on him too. And the ward right there was just, it was good. I was honestly really worried because Willow did not dodge the true damage right off the bat, so it did look a little bit even for a second, but Willow did come out on top, and ideally Willow will avoid the true damage in the middle of Set's W next time.
Ooh, Swag Money Boy, they know he's there. He's sitting on a ward. He's not aware of it, but he is sitting on, now he's aware of it. And says like, wait, you guys suck. You guys are wasting my time. And we'll just back away. Dragon's still available here, and you know, Swag Money Boy gonna be getting the reset. ZMac really not having a fun time in this lane. Down about 8 CS. Not the worst thing in the world. There's a lot of farm coming his way, but he's definitely not having a good time. Speaking of not having a good time, Sightstone gonna get ganked by this Hecarim, and once again the Diana ult comes through, and that is a clean, easy pickup as Sightstone does go down.
There was nothing Sightstone could have really done for that, though. Like, he had no idea that Hecarim was there and was just taking out a ward, and the next thing you know, he sees Hecarim pop out. It was doomed from the start. I don't think there was any room for escape unless he had to use his flash, but even then, the chances of getting that off was not very strong. But it did look like Kurtzen used his ult to kind of secure that. So it is a little bit of a good trade. The ult's now gone, so if there happens to be a fight at Ocean, that ult will not be up as soon.
Yeah, it will be down. And also let's kind of take a look at the CS differential in this mid lane, because Sightstone, even though he died there, is doing really well in lane here, sitting up almost 30 farm here, and that is not going to be fun the later we go, because Kartson is going to start to feel that once those items come through.
Yeah, I do. The farm, I'm honestly shocked that Swag Money is still keeping up, like, not too big of a difference between himself and Broken Window, and that kind of makes me feel better because Swag Money has not had the best time of getting ganks off too well and all that kind of stuff.
Sightstone getting hit by this Diana. Here comes Swag Money Boy. He hits the ult, but it only gets onto Broken Window. He is stuck in the middle of everybody, and now he is exhausted. Carson hits a huge ult combined with Zarpizza, and they get a bunch of damage down, but a lot of people are going down on their side as well. Mysterio getting very low. A double kill for Sightstone as he's going to try and get this last one. Triple kill for Sightstone as he cleans up in that fight.
That was just absolutely insane. That made my heart happy. It was such a good time for all those, like, we were talking about how bad all those ults would be together, and now LGC definitely can see what those ults do. Definitely, like, I watched all of that and it was just so, it was amazing. Like, it was just made me very happy to watch, seeing all that damage go through that we talked about earlier. And ideally, like LGC will now have the time to see what that can do and find a way to counter it at all.
I mean, so the only ult used there though was a Moo.
No, Ziggs used his ult too.
Oh yeah. Wait, was
there
Ziggs
was
in
yeah
that?
there was yes,
Oh
Ziggs wasn't even there. Ziggs like walked up to get in range to pop the ult, because like he literally left lane and like went up to use his ult, and it was just like all of it was just so perfectly done.
Zarpizza hits a good stun here, but he is in that 1v2. He needs to use that grit shield, but it is not going to be enough. The true damage doesn't hit. BDE actually, Swag Buddy Boy getting a little low and has to flash away. Meanwhile, Sightstone in a 1v2 will dash flash out. 2 flashes burn. Wait, no. Cartson is going in. There is the ult from Sightstone to follow up, try and turn this one back around, but the shield is not going to be enough. Cartson gets the shutdown, an extra 600 gold in his pocket, and now we are looking at the possibility of a dragon start, but it might not be over because Cartson's going to get hit by the bandage toss. BD Swag Buddy Boy says, that's my mid laner you beat up. I finally made a friend, and now I'm sad. Wait, Cartson, he's still alive. He has the shield. He doesn't have boots, though. He's getting chased down. Is he gonna get away? He uses the zonies and he gets out.
That was such a field day. Just immediately also the pocket watch going through, and in that time of Swag trying to get that kill in return, he lost Dragon for it. Instead of saying, you know what, maybe I should stop here, he kept going in, and as a result, he lost Dragon for it. So ideally, he'll make up for his mistakes and play for the Cloud Drake more.
Oh my goodness. What a...
This game has been an absolute massacre.
How did Cartson survive?
Yeah, I honestly don't even know. Like, I guess because it's a Moo building tank Moo, like, not a lot of damage, but even then, like, it was just... How was Cartson still alive that entire time?
Yeah, I do not know, as we are going to just slowly get back to normal here. Z-Magan, so we do check back in on the CS. Wait, nope, we are not going to do so because Sightstone is going to hit that knockup, going to get the Yasuo ult as well, and going to get the easy one-on-one kill. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I think after that shutdown, Sightstone's not the happiest camper and is now showing Cartson, hey, you need your jungler.
Wait, hold up. Here comes the ult from Broken Window. Onslaught of Shadows puts Arc Knights into the night. And will be going down for that one to pick up for the Twitch. And that is going to slowly start to turn this one around. But with the jungle bot side, does mean Rift Herald is available for this Amumu.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Cloud Drake to come up, though. Because that is like, that ult for BD, like that Cloud Drake and getting the ult cooldown reduction is so big for BD.
Whoa, here comes the Cannon Barrage, setting up Swag Money Boy, getting the slow, will hit that stun on the bandage toss, but does not want to commit to it, does not use the Curse of the Sad Mummy.
I did not understand that ult on Willow's part. They were already running away, like Sightstone already started.
Here it comes though, Broken Window going in, does not have the ult. Here comes the Curse of the Sad Mummy, but there is the Moonfall as well, and a lot of damage coming through. Swag Buddy Boy just barely getting out. Sightstone going down. They get the tower, but they trade away their mid laner for it.
Yeah, Sightstone did take a tower hit there, which resulted in his untimely death, and I think that was just at the fault of getting a little bit too excited with those dashes for sure. So luckily now tower is gone, so you won't have to worry about getting hit by tower as much anymore. But then it goes back to the gameplay goal. Like, Willow had no reason to be using that yet, and if Willow used it in a fight like that where it was more like prominent, like it was actually going to happen, there may have been more kills on BDE's side instead of Sightstone just going down immediately. Like, that ult was just way too early.
Absolutely, too, as now we are just going to see everybody coming back to the norm and farming away. And right now, let's just take a look across and see how things are going from a money side of things. We have 5,000 in that top lane to the 4,300 on the set. And just looking through, everybody else is just about even until you get into that mid lane there. 6,300 gold on the Yasuo compared to 4,900 on the Diana.
And that kind of just Sucks too, because Diana also had to get plated steel caps in order to counter Sightstone when she could have built Sork shoes or anything else to get more damage. So it's kind of just sad to see that now, just the plated steel caps there. It looks like everyone's finished their mythics too on BDE's side, and the only one who has their mythic finished on Spartan's side is just Diana, which is a little bit concerning there. Definitely a huge, like, not even that big of a gold lead overall, but
Ooh, Broken Window, hold on. Broken Window used the ghost there. Did not get anything out of it. Now, Cartson is in the eyes of BDE. They are thinking about going. There's the Shirelius pop, the ult from the Rakan. He's going to get the charm in there. Carson is going to miss the knock up there, but move out of the way. And now here comes big Swag Money Boy. Gonna get the kill on that one, finally making up for that earlier one.
what makes me a little bit upset though is they used 3 ults for that, and Dragon is up in 20. I did not like that.
Yeah, it's a lot invested for that one kill. And Cartson does have the teleport, so will be available. Now there is the ult, the onslaught of shadows. Broken Window's not getting that kill. BD Swag Money Boy does not have the ult for this one. And now West Doorway gonna go in on to Sightstone. Sightstone is gonna get blown up by the Twitch. And Swag Money Boy just runs with his tail between his legs. And that should be another dragon going over now to LGC Spartans, who are just keeping themselves in this game.
Yeah, it was all the ults used earlier for me. I think they definitely shouldn't have been, and that kind of just hurt my heart a little bit watching all those ults and then watching Swag Money go in and be like, oh wait, I don't have my ult.
And now he's just pushing R like, where is it, guys?
Yeah, he's like, wait, why isn't it up yet? And it's kind of just, it was such an easy drag for BDE to get to. And like, we've seen them on top of dragons before, so I don't know if Swag Money's just having a bad day or what, because there also is a like 20 CS difference between both Swag and Broken Window.
Yeah, it's trying really hard to make that. And once Hecarim gets some damage, he does clear incredibly quickly, and Amumu just can't keep up with that. So I think that's what we're seeing a little bit here. Sightstone's been doing really well for himself, but has had a lot of pressure thrown his way.
Yeah, they've definitely heard of Sightstone's Yasuo, and Sightstone's had his good moments where he got that triple early on, and then he got 1 kill later, but all the deaths just aren't really making up for it exactly. It just sucks because they are keeping that pressure, which is smart on Spartan's side.
There's the engage from Broken Window. Yeah, V Willow might be in a bad spot here. Uses the cannon barrage, but it's not going to be too much because our pizza is going in, smashes him down, and Broken Window picks up that kill. See, Mackin, I don't know if you want to be up that far, buddy. That is a scary man with a sword, and you are just a tiny sewer rat, buddy.
Yeah, however though, like objective wise, while Spartans has 2 Drakes, they did get first tower mid.
Okay. That was an onslaught of shadows, and just this is like the kind of shadows that you see like in your closet. Oh wait, here comes the flash engage from Sightstone, forcing Z-Mackin to get the flash there. The solar flare misses. And now Sightstone is considering going back in, hits the knock up onto West Doorway, but that's not the person you need to hit. Windwall will block out some of Z-Mackin's shots, and now Sightstone is trying to run for his life. There is the engage from Swag Money Boy. He is going to go in there. He's going to finish off the kill. West Doorway also going down. Here comes Broken Window. He's getting exhausted, and he's super deep in now, trying to bring a lot of people to his way, but it might be too many. Cartson is trying desperately to fight the Amumu, but it doesn't mean anything because he's gonna go down as well. It is 4 for nothing, and now BDE are gonna push this tower down and try and crack this inhibitor.
Even with the objectives not being the best thing on BDE's side, like not getting Drakes, and Rift Herald has just been straight chilling the entire time, they still, like, they see team fights. Sightstone knew that Swag was coming, and that just shows how well their communication is. They're like, okay, I'm coming up now, keep going in, keep going in. Sightstone just randomly went in on their Spartan's bot lane, and then next thing you know, he sees Swag coming up, and immediately he's like, okay, I can keep going in, like, this is fine. And because of that, they're just so easy, like, to take those picks and it just felt like they were all going in one at a time for a
Oh boy,
slaughter.
here comes another one though. The ults aren't back up. The cannon barrage comes down, and now it is LGC with that want revenge. They get the shutdown onto Swag Muddy Boy. They're onto the Ziggs now. Arcs Knight needs to run away. ZMac trying to throw down some damage, and Broken Windows picks that one up. Yasuo now trying to get back to his base. Will be okay. Sightstone just gonna take a little bit of damage, and now we are looking. Baron has just spawned, and LGC may want to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, if LGC gets this, like, that's good. They can finally match up with BDE and Towers, and it's not like there's anyone to really combat it. They're all coming up, but I feel like it's just gonna be fruitless without
barrels,
Swag there.
Hold on, B-Willow's doing some damage with these barrels, and Sightstone is building up that knock-up. He has the ult available, hits the knock-up on West Doorway, but that is not the person you want to go in on. They get the kill anyway. LGC may have stayed a little bit too long. The Baron is going down under 1,000. Oh no, he dies to the Baron. Broken Window goes down. Gangplank picks up the Baron, and BDE are wiping the floor with LGC. A great pickup for them, and a huge misplay from LGC.
Insane. That was just wow.
I'm a little tilted because the Baron was in smite range while Broken Window was alive. I'm kind of confused why the smite didn't come through there.
That was so Willow, who has struggled in lane for a majority of this game and just had a very rough laning phase, being able to poke them out with those barrels was just, I wouldn't have even thought of that. And that was just, it just shows like how well this team can function and work together. Like they, even with Tomorrow gone and Willow now in Tomorrow's place, Willow has stepped up to the plate and can say, I am just as good as Tomorrow. Like, this is how I play, and I can do this well.
Even Tomorrow if I have a rough time, I can still catch up. The future.
Yeah, literally. Like, that was just the poke out with the barrels. It was just, I was honestly even worried because Willow didn't have their ult up, so I was like, oh, I'm not sure how I feel about this. And
well, they speaking still were able to manage hold up, because now Dragon will come through. Sightstone hits the ult onto the Hecarim, but now that is a massive ult from the Diana, but not enough. The damage isn't there. C-Mackin says, where is my team? Everybody's dead, and their pizza will go down. Easy quadra kill for Sightstone.
We talked about the ults before, and I knew it was gonna be bad. Like, I knew it was gonna be very, very hard to combat those ults, but I didn't even think about how painful that charm must have been, because Zerpizza went in being like, I am going to ult, this is going to be great, and immediately Mysterio was like, no, I still have my ult up, you're charmed now. And this might just be game here now because of that.
Yeah, it very well could be. We are looking at the Nexus towers going down. LGC do not want to give this up just yet. Z-Mackin in a spot to go in. Cartson is now taking a lot of damage. Sightstone is going in, and there is the rat pops out of the shadows, but there is the wind wall as well. Sightstone is just going to disengage, and LGC get nothing out of that.
Yeah, but there still is now one Nexus turret down, which is never a good thing, especially when next thing you know, someone's got to sit there and farm waves, and it is just going to be very, very hard to catch up from this now. They got that one big fight, they stole that Baron, and from there it just seems like it'll keep going from there.
Yeah, right now gold lead is 11,000 gold, 46.5 to 35.5. Yeah, that is awesome. Like, put this in perspective. They have a third more gold than LGC have right now.
Can we talk about the Twitch build, the Gale Force?
Yeah, that ain't it. I'm not feeling it.
I feel like Shield Bow would have been better. Even I always forget the name of it. The one where
the Kraken Slayer.
Yeah, it is Kraken Slayer. I wasn't sure. I felt like Kraken Slayer was something else.
Yeah, especially like against that Amumu there.
Yeah, like both of those would have been so much better. And the plated steel caps are they're still getting to me a bit. I feel like Diana should have gone damage at this point, but
yeah.
I
So
mean,
the way that I always see it, and then maybe this is more of a personal thing, is Westover is going to get hit by that knockup and probably end up no, he's going to be okay. The way I see it is when you are behind, you need damage just to match the damage coming out. When you are ahead, that is when you can build tank, because you have enough damage just from being ahead, just from having the extra items and levels. That's when you can build, you know, a bit more tanky options and defensively. Just to defend your lead. When you're behind, you need all the damage you can get to catch up. As there is Z Mackin, who is going to open up there, uses the Gale Force to get away. Sightstone hits the knock up onto the Leona and will just kill the Diana right away. Broken Window also going to just go down immediately. Zarpizza's looking around saying, where is everybody? Another triple kill for Sightstone, 12-4 on the Yasuo, and now it is looking like the march to end the game. Last Nexus Tower is up. They're going to start putting that one in. Zarpizza is going to end up going down, hits that slam down, but will get taken down as well, and the Nexus is going to be taken down at the same time. BDE take game one in domineering fashion.
that was such a fun game to watch. And it definitely shows that Spartans has a lot to learn now from it. They see how BDE plays, and if they want to.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Is everything good?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you kind of cut out for a sec.
Yeah, no. But it's just, they can't let those like ult synergies back in during the next draft phase. That was just, though all those ults together was just not a good thing.
Yeah, I feel like too they struggled in that lane phase there. The Diana wasn't working out. The Yasuo was very strong into it, and they didn't have enough. Like, they were ganking the Yasuo. They were making, like, early game.
Yeah,
they had the pressure on the Yasuo, and Yasuo wasn't getting kills, but the farm lead was still there on Sightstone.
It was just, no matter what, like Sightstone still was able to pop off. And like, while Sightstone had issues like getting ganked a lot, the second that a team fight happened, he would get triples, he would get quadras, he would get doubles. It was just like, the second he had the rest of his team like fully backing him up, and he wasn't just by himself getting ganked over and over and over, he was able to do perfectly fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
It shows how terrifying Sightstone's Yasuo is, and if it doesn't get banned in the next draft, I will be a little bit concerned. I will genuinely be concerned.
Yeah, well, we will see how that next draft is going to go, as we are going to take a quick break as we get ready for game 2, guys. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back after this. And welcome back, everybody. We are getting ready for the draft in game 2. Game 1, Big Duck Entourage. They just pretty much started smashing past that, 15-minute mark. Just suddenly, the Yasuo came online, and they were just steamrolling fights.
It was the second that the team fights were able to come in and they were more frequent. And we talked about the ults before, and then we saw them actually used. And ideally, LGC has learned their mistake, and maybe they'll ban out Yasuo this time. If it's not the first ban that I see in this draft, I'm going to be a little bit worried. I feel like it should be banned, at least within the first 3. They've seen the Yasuo, they watched it get doubles, triples, quadras, whatever. They need to not let that in again unless they want to lose.
Yeah. I don't know if it's that I need to see a ban on it, because there were definitely weaknesses on it. The early pressure did help. To me, the biggest thing was the Diana is not the answer to it. Just did not seem to have. You don't want to take something that is both only wants to go in at certain times against Yasuo, because he will go in whenever he wants, and something that is very skill shot reliant in order to get in with that Q.
What kind of confused me too was during the draft phase, I immediately assumed Diana jungle, because I've seen, I guess they have a sub in, but whenever I was looking at it, like on my page, I saw Diana under the jungler. So I was like, okay, this is going to be the jungle. And then Hecarim was picked. And once I realized it was mid lane, I was kind of like, Cartson does not play these like Diana. I have not seen that. So ideally, Cartson learned, and they find a different answer for it, one that Cartson is more comfortable in, hopefully. Maybe another assassin like Zed. Maybe if Yone gets back in, they can pick Yone. Just what they did for that Yasuo was not the best course of action. I think the best solution, however, would just to be ban it out so they don't have to worry about it.
Well, we will find out as we have started the draft here. LGC now on the blue side, BDE on the red. And first ban will be skipped. Again, remember, they are running an E-sub. That does mean that they do lose the first ban. But BDE will be, coming up and just start banning things right away.
I think they'll go with the same bans as last time, BDE-wise. Oh, they banned the Yasuo themselves.
Yeah, it was too good. It was just too good.
Well, that is just... What?
I feel like there has to be it has to be the fact that it is a contested pick and they don't want to give it away, right? Like they just don't want to give it to LGC.
And we have seen Sightstone comfortable on other mid laners last week too. So I guess it makes sense that, while they are hurting Sightstone, they know, Sightstone, you are comfortable with other things, like you will be fine if you don't have Yasuo or Yone. and that's really showing now. They aren't giving Kartsen either of those, and Kartsen will still continue to be uncomfortable as a mid laner because of it.
Yeah, and LGC now has the first pick. They have banned away the Taric and the Tristana, and BDE only really keeping that Tom Kench there in the bans. So
they did ban Yone in the first.
Was it them or was it LGC?
No, they banned. Someone banned Yone, and then they immediately picked Yasuo because Yasuo was their first pick.
Okay,
so
okay.
I do think it was BDE that banned Yone, so then they could pick that Yasuo right off the bat and then not worry about LGC picking the Yone.
Got it. Well, the Braum is going to be the first pick here on LGC. Another Braum first pick, which I'm always surprised to see it.
I never see Braum anymore. That's my thing. I only ever see them in these picks. Set.
Yeah, Set going to be taken here for the first pick on BDE's side. It seems like they kind of want that top lane to have the advantage there. The Set did very well for LGC, and not only does it mean that V-Willow has a strong early game champion, LGC now have to switch things up and have to put Willow on something else. Or not Willow. It's our pizza. My brain is dead.
Oh, and the Ashe with the passive slow. It's just so icky. Ashe is never.
I've never heard anyone describe it like that.
It's just always the saddest
icky.
thing, dude. The saddest thing ever, though, is running away from an Ashe and watching the passive slow be the only reason you died is because you just can't run. And it is going to be so good in team fights if Ashe theoretically built a Runans and the passive slow go everywhere, especially with the Set running them down like a raid boss, and the Jinx as well.
Yeah, so the Jinx is going to be the pickup and a counter to the Ashe. I feel like it's going to be still going to be that Wit's End build. That Wit's End build did get nerfed this patch, but it is still potent. It is still strong. Now we are going to see what jungler LGC are going to pick up. Most likely they're going to pick their jungler here, as their bot lane has been fully shown, or they're just going to pick a Lowy and just completely tell me that I'm an idiot and wrong.
Lowy scares me. The tentacles, they scare me. That has team fight potential with the Braum knockup, the Lowy tentacles smacking around, the Jinx ult. It does look like they are now trying to build for ults like BDE did last game. However, the question is whether or not they'll be fine in early lanes and such.
The thing that I am kind of looking at here, as the Zilean is going to be locked in here, mid or support possible, but the thing with the Lowy that I am looking at is I feel like Lowy is very good into Set just naturally, because all Set wants to do is get very up close and personal and punch you a lot. Like Set is not
can match that.
Yeah, Lowy can match that. As soon as you come up to her, that's exactly what she wants. She wants to pull your soul out and beat the crap out of you and the soul, and then just get a bunch of free heals off of that. So I feel like the Lowy is a solid pick into the Set. It's just how well does it work with the rest of that composition? We are already through the second ban phase. The Diana and the Talon banned away from Big Duck Entourage, and LGC banned away the Amumu and the Victor. And now we will see what is going to be, I would assume, a jungler for BDE. Yeah, that is going to be the Trundle picked up.
Trundle, I like Trundle. Trundle is a very good champ. I think I saw Spy play it last week too. I want to say he was the Trundle pick at one point. He did well on it. He did really well on it. And I think it actually might run a little bit better than the Mumu, especially with this team comp.
Yeah, because this team comp is less about that wombo combo, more about just chasing people down here. You got the Pillar, you got the Zilean, the Ashe, just everybody's going to be moving quick towards them. And oh boy, okay, so we were waiting for the setup here, and the Fiddlesticks is going to be picked up for LGC. I love Fiddlesticks, so I'm actually really excited to see this.
I love Fiddlesticks. However, whenever his rework first started, I remember going in a bush and seeing his little effigy, and I actually screamed. I genuinely screamed my heart out.
That is exactly what you should do when you see Fiddlesticks. I love how they reworked that champion. God,
it definitely is one of the best reworks I've seen, and the Azir. So For LGC, I see Azir using his ult, pushing them all into one spot. Fiddlesticks coming in with the fear, Alawi smacking them with tentacles. If they try to run, Braum knocks them up, and then Jinx has the finisher. And plus, if one dies, Jinx is set.
I mean,
LGC took what BDE did, and they're like, we're gonna try it with champions we think could be better. It's just the big ult, like Storm is just all the ults.
Yeah, well, continuing on with the slows there, the Orianna with the W has the slows, so a lot of speed up and slow down that BD are kind of messing around with here, but there's not a lot of full-on team fight potential outside of the set ult and the Ori ult. Everything else is fairly pick oriented here, and LGC definitely feels like they've got a stronger wombo combo, but can they execute it? Because what you said is great, but is the execution there to make it work?
It also, because the thing that also you have to consider BDE, they can run if that starts to happen. They have the Orianna speed up, they have the Zillion speed up, and then along with that, if they try to keep running after them, they get slowed by Ori, and they can. It's just so much of it is happening. Like BDE has the team comp of once you try to run away, you can't run anymore. We have the Ashe, though. We have the Zillion speed up. We have the Treadle who's going to run at you, the Set who's going to run at you, the Ori who will speed us up and slow you down. It is definitely a team comp made for finishing people off, not giving them the chance to escape. LGC's is built on having those strong ultimates with synergies together. However, I do think BDE's ult synergy was so much better than, like, from last game than LGC's today, like right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well it'll work out. It does seem like it needs like a lot of like setting up to make sure everyone's like in the exact position. And with BDE being able to run at them and kind of also leave whenever need be, I'm not too sure how this is going to go. They have a lot of like disengage and engaging on BDE's side compared to LGC.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that ends up working out. I'm goodness. I'm looking at this, and I think the thing that is most worrying is just the amount of pick BDE have. You know, getting a good pillar, getting an Ashe ult, getting Zillion to follow up with any of that. It's very scary to go up against when you are a team that relies on using these big cooldowns and being coordinated. And it wouldn't scare me as much if BDE didn't look so strong in that. Like, we had a very skirmishy game last time around. BDE looked very comfortable in that, and now they've drafted a composition that is made for that.
I think what also concerns me the most is it didn't feel like the coordination between BDE is a lot stronger than the coordination between LGC. Like, in my personal opinion, I do think that LGC has some things to learn. They need to be more comfortable working and communicating with each other instead of being like, okay, I'm doing this now and that. BDE is comfortable with each other. They aren't afraid to say what needs to be said and be like, okay, this is what we want to do. Like, this is how we want to go in. And LGC needs to make sure they have that comfortability now too, to be able to communicate well and set this up, because there does need to be a lot of communication to set up the ult barrage that they have created for themselves. And if they can't pull that off, then it's just going to be a simple sweep by BDE.
Yeah, if there is a crack in the armor, BDE will be able to just push right through that. LGC need to be coordinated. They need to be ready to move together and make those plays together. Because if they are not timing them correctly, that is going to give a huge opportunity for an Ori counter ult, and Ashe to follow through with the stun. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it does seem, and BDE is very much known for, they see one mistake, they're going to exploit it. That's what happened last week. Is Swag Money went and ruined. I don't even remember who the jungler was last week. That Swag Money went up against.
That's how bad he ruined
that man's day.
It was it's so bad, it's wiped from our memory.
Yeah, and I remember Swag Money taking that, like that. It was, they were playing Hacker Room, and I remember Swag taking that blue and taking the Gromp and getting away scot-free. And that's the thing is BDE, they have now played one game with LGC. They know a little bit more than they do before, and now they can exploit every single thing. And LGC just needs to adapt to this team or it's going to be a complete sweep.
Yeah, absolutely. But alongside that, you do have LGC running. What I feel like does have some you got Zarpizza with a, I would say, like, had an advantageous lane matchup last time, but it did go poorly early. I feel like even if Set does do decent early, Alawi does have potential to turn that around, and like Zarpizza absolutely can open up opportunities by winning that top side hard.
Which lane do you think the junglers need, like both junglers need to focus on? Because I feel like for me, it's mid lane. I think both. I think top for BDE, I will say top lane, which didn't happen last time. So I do think I'll see swag more with tomorrow, or swag with Sightstone more than anything. And I do see Fiddlesticks trying to help Alawi again, because the issue was, I feel like Broken Window kept ganking mid. He only really ever went mid lane. He needs to spread his ganks out more if he wants to help his team succeed this time.
I mean, when you look at this, you have Azir and Orianna, who are very safe mid laners. Neither one of them is really going to get caught out because they have such long range, and especially like Azir has the dash to get out, Orianna has the move speed. I feel like ganking mid here, unless you get a really good opportunity, is just not going to happen. I feel like bot side has a lot of great synergy with both of these junglers here. The jungle Trundle coming in with the pillar, the Ash, the slows from that, and then Fiddlesticks being able to combo really well to set up this Jinx, and getting Jinx going can open up a lot of opportunities for LGC. That seems like the best opportunity.
Yeah, it's just, I think there just needs to be improvement from LGC. They got the objectives too. Like they did fine in the early game, but the second BDE finds something to exploit, they're going to. And I think the best thing that LGC can do is make sure every single lane is ahead. Like they can't let that farm difference happen again like it did in mid lane. They can't just keep ganking mid lane in hopes to stop Sightstone, because then they're leaving two other lanes for the taking, even though it was set and Gangplank. Like Willow was able to steal Baron. Like they need to keep an eye out for everyone, because everyone on BDE is a threat. And they can't just focus on one at a time. Yeah. They have to focus on everyone.
Yeah, well, we are going to have to cut it there because we are loading into the game. We're going to take a short break as we get ready for that. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back with game 2 of LGC versus BDE. And welcome back, everybody. We are loaded into the game. The players are sweeping out. It looks like everybody's just spreading out. We're not going to get any fancy level ones. But we are back to game 2 of BDE versus LG. Excuse me. BGE versus LGC.
I really like the Ashe skin. They also anyway, actually going on to Ashe, Arcs did take Hail of Blades.
Yes.
So you think what
I have since last time figured out, as Vivo and Zarpizza are gonna punch each other a bit. I have figured out why that is. It is because it stacks the Q very quickly. And that allows you to, plus it works really well with like Wit's End and stuff like that. Just the on-hit style build that Ashe goes.
Was it like when I'm with like with the Wit Ends build? And I wasn't like completely sure about that off the top of my head.
People and Zarpizza just beat the crap out of each other in this early game. Just punching each other hard.
They just like slapping each other for no good reason. I don't even know.
Look, that's what you do. Just like when you're friends, you just walk up and you beat the crap out of each other.
You know, next time I see one of my friends, I'm just gonna smack him just because he said that. I'm like, yeah, that's how I greet people now.
That's my friends told me that's how friends act.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah. I'll be like, yeah, 1,000 told me, and they'll be like,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Like, yeah, 1,000 told me, and 1,000 said it's okay, and 1,000's always right. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you realized that. Anyway, we are now getting into the game as the bomb does hit from the Zillion, and we are now at 2 minutes going in. Players are just gonna farm away, and we are underway.
Yeah, just lots of early farming. Nothing too big yet. Nothing worth like waiting for. I think. Who do you think's gonna gank first? I think the first gank is gonna be Swag on top lane. Especially. Wait, no. Actually, I changed my mind. It's gonna be Broken Windows on top lane because Willow is so far pushed, and Willow only has one ward that is not even in like too good of a spot.
No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, we do have some fighting here. Zarpizza taking a lot of damage, but does have that healing on the Q, so it should be okay. But yeah, like you can see, actually, Fiddle's going to get invaded here, and Fiddle is usually pretty healthy in the jungle, just does not have a lot of damage as Orianna's coming through. A great pillar there is going to force Broken Windows to flash away, and the early clear is going to get interrupted for this Fiddlesticks, which is never a fun time.
Yeah, Swag had a very rough start early game, I feel like, compared to Broken Windows, so I'm kind of excited to see Swag be like, no, this is my map now.
So Pizza had to flash out there just at the last second to avoid that death.
It's a lot of summoner spells gone now.
Yeah, lots of summoner spells getting used all around too, and they are all being used by LGC as well, which is concerning to say the least. But so far, things are just going to stay mostly okay. Cartson's getting a lot of damage as Orianna does not have the mana to contest this.
That is the hardest part about Orianna, is the mana cost is just a little bit painful sometimes, and hopefully we'll see a tier on the first back on Wait, did they swap out the mid lane? That's not...
Yeah, it is no longer... It is no longer Sightstone. It is Squad Fam Deluxe. We did not realize that until just now.
Yeah, no, I think they swapped out their bot lane too, because that's not the same ADC. It isn't Soul Wolf anymore. Wait, Arcs played last? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that just shows how bad I am at paying attention to names. That is very interesting that Sightstone's no longer in the game, though.
I think it was because they knew they were banning that Yasuo, right? Like if you that champion's going, you're going to ban that. Just your best players, your star Yasuo player is not going to be playing. Just put somebody else in. Why not? You know.
I honestly like that they did that too, solely because like they know how to play against Sightstone. They don't know how to play against Squad Fam Deluxe. So I'm excited to see where that one goes. A little bit curious about that and how well Squad Fam will perform, especially also having like Sightstone to step up to. Now we have Willow proving themselves.
Oh, here comes the Trundle Pillar. Carson is a little too far forward. The flash through is going to come from Willow trying to get onto this this Azir. And now it's going to be the turnaround there. Lots of damage coming through. A broken window also having to get away as Summoners being burned. V-Willow and Swag Moneyboy both flashing just for the Azir flash.
There are a lot, you know, at least bot lane's just happy.
Are they? Because Jinx does not seem to be too pleased.
I may have just jinxed that.
I'm leaving the cast. Good. You can solo cast the rest of it.
That is how I get fired.
Yeah. We don't fire people for their performance. We fire people if they make too many puns.
Anywho, Fire Drake is up, and I
just quickly move away from your potential firing.
Yeah, we're not gonna focus on that right now. You know, we can focus on that later. Let's focus on the game for now. Fire Drake is up. There is a control board in it. I do think LGC will still get it, especially after, like, unless Swag Money kind of like, because Swag Money, like, I've seen him be very big about objectives before, but last game he wasn't, and he still was able to win and, like, be fine. So I'm wondering if he will be objective heavy now. I do think he's a little bit more comfortable in this second game, solely because now he knows these people that he's playing against. Like, this isn't his first time.
Oh, lots of damage coming through from Zarpizza. Holy crap, the immediate soul grab into ult just pumped out damage, and V-Willow had to get away there. Will heal up a bit. Set does have that passive. Now also, we're looking at that bot side. Fiddle is pushed up without some assistance, might be caught out here, did not have the friends, and maybe going down. Yeah, that is Arc Knight, gonna get a lot of damage down. The flash again from Broken Widows, just trying to stay out. Westorway is gonna get in front and give that Guardian Shield block out there. Willow is taking a lot of damage again. Zarpizza though getting low as well. Carson is TP'd into that bot side, and he wants to take the fight to the Ashe, but he's just gonna back away. And we are just going to reset. Nobody dies. Never mind. There is the double bomb from the Zillion as he flashes forward. Big shockwave coming through onto the pillar. Westorway going low and will fall. And now they are just running, trying to desperately save themselves. As V-Willow is also going to get solo killed in that top side. Wait, a huge Azir ult coming through. Z-Macken is trying to get some damage down, but will be getting taken very low. Ashe is going to get the kill onto the Azir, and the Fiddlesticks also goes down as Z-Macken picks up the kill onto Mysterio.
I was waiting for the Ashe arrow to see
wait,
if it hit or not. Oh, there's a counter.
I've got one of those too.
I love that they both missed too. That kind of was just the icing on the cake for it. Those were really good fights though. That really, Willow had the chance to get out though. Willow also had TP, I guess. And Willow kind of just sitting in lane knowing how low they were made me a little bit upset, especially because we watched Zarpizza like knock Willow out like multiple times to the point of like, why aren't you back yet? Like, how are you not dead? And it was just an overstayed welcome on that side. Bot lane, that was just shenanigans. That was a little too much for my little head to understand what was going on. There was a lot going on there. There was a 4-man tower dive at one point. Broken window got caught out, and then it just led to everyone being like, party down bot lane.
Yeah, everybody brought the Jamba Juice and said it's time to go. Let's get wasted. Speaking of getting wasted, Zarpizza's gonna have to flash out from that pillar and give a punt to Trundle Soul on the way.
Those pillars have taken so many flashes this game, and it is only 9 minutes in.
It's kind of scary how Swag Money Boys has such an impact on this game already.
Yeah, especially with there's a lot of kills already on BDE side too, and Ashe is at a nice comfortable pace. Zillion straight chilling. Everyone's just happy right now. Oh, and Swag's still up top.
Oh, there's another pillar hitting Zarpizza. Broken Window is taking out a ward to try and get into this fight. Here comes the Fiddlesticks ult. He was seen and does not have the ability to get in on it. The damage will go onto the soul. And will just be the back away. West doorway taking a lot of damage as well, having to flash away from the Zillion to not die. And once again, it is LGC just flashing out of all of these types of engages.
Remember how I told you you were always right, and you're like, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
You were right about top lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor Willow. That was not a fun death. Alawi is definitely going to be an issue later in the game. And Zerpizza is kind of proving, not another
Lord.
one.
Yeah. So big thing, I as somebody who has dabbled in Alawi enough to know how she works and the general strategy, if Alawi grabs your soul and has ult, you just leave. You just leave because you cannot win that fight. Her tentacles will slap down. They will consistently try and slap souls that have been ripped out. So if there are souls, that is when she is at her scariest. If she does not hit the soul grab, she does kind of lack a lot of her damage.
Firedrake's still up. And it looks like there's going to be a gank bot lane, and if it somehow goes wrong, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, it is just going to be the back way. Vision going to be taken. There is a Rift Herald on this Fiddlesticks. He wants to use it.
Yeah, especially with them showing themselves too. They have the potential, like, BDE has the potential to come down.
Z-Mac can be a little bit too far forward, getting hit by that Ashe ult, but it doesn't matter because they don't have the damage to take him down. We'll get protection from the Braum and get a double kill and walk into the waiting arms of a troll.
They were way too low to be taking that fight, Ashe and Zillion.
Yeah, that was great. Like the turnaround was great from Z-Mac, and just the fact that he immediately just ran straight up to. It looked like he was. I'm no flame. It looked like he was inting.
It was just Z-Mac had a little. Z-Mac just went, okay, I'm a ult. You ult, I ult, and I like the synergy between Z-Mac and Arcs right now. Of just if you ult, then I'm gonna ult, and I think that's really fun.
All right,
and there goes the Rift on mid.
Yeah, this I like this, even though it's not the best use of it. Using it before the plates die off. Broken window, gonna get hit by that, and now has to flash again to get out. Orianna Shockwave will miss, and now a lot of BDE are tanking up these minions. Arc-Knight's gonna try and get some poke down onto Z-Mac and will not get too much done. Willow, you don't win these fights, buddy. Look at it. The soul, the double freaking, the double tentacle there. You're not having a good time there.
I was ready to watch that Ori die for a second, so I was like waiting to speak. I was like, oh, she's gonna die in a second, but she, that is good. I do want to talk about the CS again, because look at Alawi and look at Willow. Yeah, that is no good.
Yeah,
because like even though Ashe may be down like 2 kills, but
wait, hold on. Here comes the Ashe arrow hitting in onto the Jinx again. Great double stun from the Zillion. Z-Mac is gonna flash away, but it doesn't mean anything. West doorway also falls there. Double kill onto Arc-Knights now, bringing it back.
Well, I was gonna talk about how the Ashe was down 2 kills and now she is even. So I'm not gonna go on that one anymore. But yeah, even though some of these like people like everyone's keeping up on CS except for this top lane, and that just shows how much of a lane bully Zerpizza can be on this Alawi and the set with it. It was not a good time for set, especially it being the first pick and then immediately getting counterpicked with probably the worst champion a set could go up against. Not a good time. Yeah,
definitely not having a fun time with that. And you can see just the way those tentacles are set up. Set can't clear them. Set also can't walk up and try and fight Alawi. It is not a good day to be set.
What is really smart though, however, is the Ashe built Kraken Slayer for her mythic, and I like that a lot. because that Alawi is definitely going to be an issue after being up 2 kills and up that much farm. So it's good that she built Kraken Slayer, because then...
Oh, wait, here comes the ult in, hits the Orianna, gets the fear, but will be just a flash away from the Fiddlesticks. Broken Windows getting a flash out of that one, and hopefully Carson can make something out of it.
I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm trying to think about it. There's nothing. First tower mid. Mid, they have to defend that tower. I've decided.
You are now the coach. Please defend the tower. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I should be a coach. Maybe I should quit my job.
Wait, you don't gank Alawi, friend. There is the kill. Our pizza gets one once more. Will get very low, but it doesn't matter because Swag Money Boy says, "Oh God, what are we fighting?"
Alawi has grown into a monster. It is now an issue. I wish I counted how many turret shots she tanked there, because I think there was at least 4, and she still got out scot-free and almost got a double kill with it too. I think Swag has finally realized, maybe I should have came up top lane more, and it's a little too late for him to be going up there now, so it's just hoping...
You don't gank Alawi post 6. Like, that is just a rule. You don't chase Singed, you don't gank Alawi post 6. Like, these are just facts.
Yeah, and now it's become a hard thing to pay for. Alawi also now got first tower top, and Alawi could theoretically split push the entire game and be perfectly fine, because if anyone tried to stop her, it is Alawi.
Yeah.
And it could be a good plan, honestly, for this team here. Like, they could just have Alawi split push the entire time, and there isn't much that BE can really do about it currently.
Yeah, one thing also that we just have not seen a lot of, and granted there hasn't been too much opportunity, but we have not seen the Zillion ults come through. And those are the kind of the fight-turning ults that you generally see. I know, like, Zillion is one of those champs that when I see it, I just groan a lot, because God damn, it is just so terrible to blow somebody up and then they get revived because Zillion's ult is on a 20-second cooldown late game.
It just, sometimes I also like to let it sit on the person, and then you have to wait for it to go away. And
yeah, but sometimes
worse.
You can't. Yeah, like...
Yeah, and then you die for waiting for it to
yeah,
go
like,
away.
okay, well, we can't kill the Yasuo, so we'll just not kill him. Oh, that's a bad idea. That is also incorrect. There are no winning solutions.
And Broken Windows did get the second rift.
Ooh, another enchanted crystal arrow coming through. West doorway gonna go up and block some of that damage. Gets stunned by the Zillion there on the double bomb. The flash through. Swag Money Boy. Another flash burn from the pillar, but has not really gotten a lot of the kills there. Has not followed up on these flashes. Another Rift Herald being used mid. That sucks. Squad Fam Deluxe is just like, yo, oh, wait. We got a TP coming through. So Pizza's coming in, wants to grab this Trundle. There is the ult for Broken Windows on the backside there. The Zillion ult will be used to keep himself alive. And now Broken Windows uses that Zonia's will keep himself alive as the team comes to follow up. Broken Windows flashing forward for the fear onto Swag Money Boy. V-Willow using that ult to bring a lot of... Whoa, where was all that damage coming through? V-Willow gets a huge grit shield, but does not survive. Mysterio now walking too far forward. Z-Macken is incredibly low, but will get out in just the right amount of time. And it is a big fight win for LGC as they go up 4-2.
Oh, no. Oh, that kind of scared me for a second. I was about to start talking about the after fight stuff, and then
Scott Pam like, hey, what if I just died?
I watched the tentacle slap Squad, and I was like, no. And then the Squad was fine. That really shows the power of Alawi. I do see potential for a game 3 now, solely because of this Alawi. Alawi has taken over this game, and right now, they have yet to kill her. However, if that shutdown, I'm going to say Ashe. I want that shutdown on Ashe. If they can kill the Alawi, because Ashe, I think, has the biggest potential to kill her right now. And Squad Fam has been missing a lot of Ori ults, which isn't good either. And I think he's going to have to start landing those soon if they want a chance to keep this game going. Yeah. And the Vape Drake is now on LGC, which just makes their ults even shorter. And
I mean,
Alawi can be even crazier.
So here's the thing that scares me. You are up against a Fed Alawi, and the only real hard crowd control you have is Orianna ult. That is,
which hasn't been landed.
Ashe ult. Like, those are not like consistent stuns or anything that you can stop Alawi with. There. Oh wait, here comes the channel onto the Zilean. Mysterio will get taken very low, but will get out with the help of Ashe. That is a Crowstorm down, as LGC will back away.
There's also a Jinx ult down.
Oh.
Z-Mac did throw Jinx ult for shits and giggles, I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah, I think he was looking to try and get the kill onto Mysterio, but did not get taken low enough on that fight.
I do like the items so far that I've seen, like especially like mythic wise. Alawi's build has proven worthy, especially with the play of steel caps. It's going to be a little bit harder for the Ashe to get damage on. I do see a potential for a Lord Doms along with a Grievous Wounds solely because of this Alawi, but it would also be nice for Fiddlesticks. Ashe just wanting to get the tower. They do need room to kind of catch up right now. It's just a lot of like slow picking right now. They just need to keep farming to get gold. And I think the worst part is Willow is just having such a hard time that it is basically impossible for Willow to catch up until a big team fight happens where it's ideally Alawi won't be there and it is like a 4v5. Because Willow is just so far behind. It's now an 80 farm difference.
I mean, credit where it is due. BDE are still ahead in gold. Now, they are still technically in the lead as a team. It's just the problem is a lot of this gold is on the Alawi that they really do not have an answer for.
It just seems like Ashe just built a Lord Doms, which is makes me feel better because right now the only issue that I see is getting this Alawi down for the count. That Alawi ult alone has just been saving LGC this entire time. Anytime Alawi is there, you have to be fearful. You have to run away. It's a good thing they have the big engage and disengage comp because they have a slightly higher chance of getting away from this Alawi.
Lots of people are converging onto this Jinx here. Westover should start to see some of those people. Yeah, and Z-Mac is just going to back away safely. 2 minutes still on this drag, so there is not really much to fight over in this area. This Vision will just get traded around. Everybody's sitting in the area, so we might see a little bit of congestion.
It is a Mountain Drake, which I for the sake of BDE, don't let LGC take this. Alawi does not need to be more tankier than she already is. We've watched her tank tower shots. We've watched her deal crazy amounts of damage. It is just not good. And ideally, in this fight, Squad Fam should have a perfect room for an ult, especially with the way that Dragon Pit is now arranged with Mountain Drake having that wall in the middle. If all of LGC is in there, that is a free Ori ult right there. And if Squad can pull that off, that should be a set game there. As long as they keep that CC on Alawi and don't give her a chance to do things. But then again, it's also so iffy, as you said before. It's like skill shots. Like Zilean needs to get both of his little bomb, his clock things on him. Yeah. Ashe needs to land her arrow or it needs to land her ult. And
it is very conditional, or it is ultimates that are somewhat conditional.
That's the hardest part of it all is if they need to, instead of throwing these ults onto Z-Mac or Cartson or Broken Window, they need to be throwing them on Zarpizza. Zarpizza is the issue right now. Once you get Zarpizza out of the equation, I think it could be easily a clean sweep here.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of Zarpizza, he's going to grab a soul and have a little snack. Zilean now at a quarter HP. Fun times. Do love the engaging gameplay that is getting grabbed by Alawi soul.
I watched I watched Mysterio land the stun on Alawi too, and Alawi still just murdered that soul as soon as the stun was over.
There is the shockwave hitting onto Z-Mac and only, who will flash away. There is the ult. That is the... Oh my goodness, this Fiddlesticks is just wiping the floor with people. The dragon does get picked up by Z-Mac, and B-Willow is trying to run away from this. Jake Arsenite is trying to put damage down, but I don't think he can get away with it. The damage from the Alawi is wiping the floor with BDE, and now they have a mountain dragon in their pocket, and they go 2 for 2 in the fight. Technically even gold wise, but a dragon on this Alawi is always a good thing.
I'm just so curious of what can be done against this Alawi. Seeing this Alawi not die, and just watching Alawi eat this damage like it's dinner is just insane. It's like, I don't know what can even kill this Alawi at this point, because there's even the grievous wounds that Trundle has, there's the Lord Doms that Ashe has. I think what really just kind of hurt my soul a little bit was Squad Fam's ult only landing on the Jinx. That wasn't the best idea there. I think Squad should have gone a little bit more in. If they, like, at the end of the day, all they need to do is kill this Alawi and then they'll be fine.
Okay. Let me flame a little bit here, because you mentioned the grievous wounds on the Trundle, which is great and all, but
it's conditional.
Well, Alawi doesn't have to hit Trundle. Alawi's rarely hitting Trundle. Trundle is trying to chase down the Jinx and the Azir. You know, Trundle is not sitting back peeling as Alawi is running rampant across the rest of the team. You need somebody to, like, you don't need the grievous wounds on getting hit. You need the grievous wounds on your characters that are doing damage, so that you can make sure the grievous wounds goes onto the Alawi. And that's not anywhere in anybody's build right now. The Orianna looks to be working on a Horizon.
I was gonna say it's Seraph's Embrace.
Oh yeah, it is the Seraphs. I'm a fool. Yeah, you're right. It is working on the Seraphs. The Ashe has the Lord Dominix, which does not have the heal cut on it. It is purely just... Oh, they have... Oh. Uh-oh. Communication to spectator server failed.
I'm still in. Are you? Oh.
I am... Oh, the game will now exit. Okay, we are going to reconnect for a second. Hold on, everybody. Apologies on that one.
I've never seen that one happen before.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen either. We are gonna try and load back in. I am not able to load back in.
Okay. Well, while you're trying to load back in, it does look like there's a little bit of a dance around Baron. If you need me to stream the game for you, by the way, I can.
I think I'm loading back in now, but right now, just a heads up, we are on cam, so you can wave to everybody. Yeah. Tell everybody where we're at.
Yeah. So...
I will let you know where we are at once I load back in, because I'm sure we will be a little bit ahead. We may miss some things, everybody.
Yeah,
apologies on that.
As of now, it just seems like a dance. Everyone's kind of getting prepared, ideally building gold to counter this Alawi and get the grievous wounds. Set is currently just trying. Willow is just trying their hardest to catch up and keep going at this point and be able to at least participate in team fights and do well and all that. Ori is currently sitting top, also having the same idea. However, it just seems like everyone's just prepping for the next big fight, which I do think would be around Baron. They did do a little bit of a dance for Baron before, but now everyone's kind of just sitting and farming right now and kind of getting ready. The tower bot lane, though, is very low on BDE's side. Like, LGC could just walk up and take that any second now, and they still have yet to.
Okay, so, here's what we're going to do. Can you pause for a second? Because, NA production, everybody. I'm gonna try and load one more time. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna work off of your Discord stream.
Okay.
That may be what we end up having to do, unfortunately. Apologies to everybody, but unfortunately, we are having some technical difficulties as Riot Games has decided I don't get to watch the game anymore.
Well, in the meantime, I will talk about their builds.
Yeah, start that Discord stream up.
Yeah.
It does not seem to be working.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
All right.
Fair warning, I don't have nitro, so I don't know how well this is going to be already.
It is okay. It is better than nothing.
Okay. Do you need me to change anything at all, or?
We should be. Can you hit N? Hit U. Control Shift Z, and then zoom out a bit.
That good?
Yeah, a little bit more.
That good? Or more?
That should be okay. It is already not happy. This is not gonna be a fun time, everybody. So I apologize for that one, but we will get through it. We will make it work, and we will go from there. But transition us over. Go ahead and hit that play button, and I'm gonna turn this up.
All right, I'm gonna press play now.
Yeah, go ahead and play as we are.
Camera is slowly beginning, and now it is there.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is very blocky, everybody. So I apologize for this. Unfortunately, it's what we got.
Yeah, I apologize for not having nitro.
All right. So Pizza's gonna just back away here, as I believe we are just gonna see things move over towards that dragon area. Hit N for me one more time, actually.
Yeah, I had it there.
Yeah, no, I told you the wrong button. Yeah, dragon's going to be spawning in about 10 seconds, but Baron looks to be what we're possibly going to be seeing here, as, yeah, it is freezing up every couple seconds. I'm going to keep trying to reconnect to this if I can.
Yeah, it does look like, as of now, LGC will be getting Baron, but in return, BDE gets a dragon, which is a little bit nice. They do have a little bit more damage now. However, Orianna is going up, and they're trying to stop this Baron as much as possible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Orianna wants to try and get in on this, uses the shockwave, but does not get it. Azir picks up the Baron now, and there is the back away from BDE. They do not want to deal with this. They are going to just lose the Baron, as LGC are going to back away victors.
Yeah, in return, though, they were able to go up with Drake, which is nice, but Baron on this team, especially with how powerful Alawi has been so far, is definitely a little bit scary. It does look like Mysterio is now building the Oblivion Orb, which makes me feel a little bit better that he has that on his plate now, because they do not have any Grievous Wounds going on at all currently.
Yeah, we are still trying to get back into that game. We will see what we can do on that one.
As of now, though, it does look like LGC will just ARAM it down mid lane and hope for the best and be able to do everything. It does look like everyone on BDE has not gone to the call of what is happening mid lane yet, but it does look like Swag Money is heading in looking for a fight.
Yeah, there is the tower going down. Set ult is going to come through, as the Trundle's going to get bounced around as well. There is the shockwave. The Fiddle ult is coming around, though, and it is doing a lot of damage. It is wiping the team. Jinx is getting a lot of work done as well, but there is a very low Braum, and the Jinx will also go down. Azir is the only one alive in this fight and will get wiped as well. Alawi sitting up on that top side gets a tower, but I don't know if that's exactly what you wanted.
We do see now, though, what fights are like without the Alawi there. Like, they can win if the Alawi isn't there. It wasn't the prettiest fight, but they did take out 4 of them, and that just shows the power that Alawi currently has.
Yes. Once again, I will give apologies. We are experiencing technical difficulties. The game decided I don't get to watch anymore and has kicked me out.
And I do not have Nitro, so this is not the prettiest stream, and I can even see that myself on the Twitch side, and I feel very, very bad about it.
It is not something you could really help. I am incredibly, incredibly sorry, everybody. but we are working with what we can do. It is either this or we just don't watch it. So
I commentate the entire thing, but you can't see it.
yeah, it's either this or it becomes an audio solo cast.
Audiobook featuring industrial.
And we will continue to try and do our best here as yeah, things have... Yeah, I do not have anybody on my friends list, so I am not capable of getting into the game.
You have me on there, can't you spectate?
I cannot spectate somebody spectating, unfortunately. Let me see. Yeah, I go through OPGG. I can see if I can do that. I'm not sure if that works terribly well on custom games.
I feel like it does. This is just...
This is not great.
And we just watched Quackam get picked off by Fiddlesticks. I don't know if you guys saw that, though.
Yeah, we did not.
Yeah, so as of now, it is just...
Wait, I think I am loading into the game. Hang on. Hang on.
Okay, that's amazing.
We may be okay.
I feel so...
Go ahead and pause. Yeah, I'm getting in. I'm getting in. Go ahead and pause that.
Okay, I'm paused.
We are fixed, everybody. We have solved the issue.
I'm so sorry. I'm at 34,
okay.
by the way.
Well, I am at 3904. And that is as far back as I can get. So, unfortunately, that is going to have to be what we go with here. Is I'm going to... Game. Transition to that. Go ahead and get to that point. I will stop watching your stream. Because, yeah, we are...
Are you paused at 3940?
I am paused at 3904.
39. Okay, I am just about there. Yeah, I'm there right now. Okay. I am ready to press play when you are.
Well, great teams on there with the scores correct. Once again, I will apologize, everybody. It is a little bit unfortunate. We will get back underway here in just a moment. All right.
League of Legends.
League of Legends. All right. So we are going to unpause on go. 3, 2, 1, go. And we are back underway. As right now, we are starting to see a couple of elixirs coming through. Left my brain for a second. Dragon will be spawning in about 2 minutes here. It will be Soul Point, or it is Soul Point now available for LGC as I try to get my bearings back under me.
Soul Point, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
I do not perceive it.
Dude, no, this Alawi is already just so tanky. And it does look like Ash built a Serpent's Fang, which I don't think was the best idea to do, especially when you direly need Grievous Wounds.
There's not a lot of shields there. Yeah, I'm not...
Yeah.
Wit's End is still pretty good at this point. Like, yeah, it got nerfed, but it's still good. Ooh, Z-Mac had taken a lot of damage there. We'll have to back out and heal up a little bit. Ooh, the Baron Dance has begun. Dragon is still going to be available in a minute, so they do got to be careful how they play this. Z-Mackin takes out the Blast Gun from the back. B-Willow's going way too far forward. He's trying to get in there. Here comes the Fiddlestick Soul across everybody on the team. Squad Fam Deluxe goes down. B-Willow is getting very low. The shield gets popped. A huge stun comes through, but it is not going to be enough. Hold up. Wait a second. Ash is doing a lot of damage, but that is not going to be it. Shut down from Zarpista there as he is 8-0-3. And now... it is going to be Soul almost assuredly grabbed here from LGC.
It just... Ash did so much damage, and that was great. That was great. But she could have done more. She builds Grievous Wounds. That is all I'm asking for is that Grievous Wounds build. Like, Zillion has the Oblivion Orb, Ori has the Morellos, but where is it on Ashe? Because it's so obvious that Ashe is the big
Zarpizza has
damage
the
dealer
ults.
here.
Don't do this, Swag Money Boy. Oh wait, hold on. Wait a second. Hold up. It's actually doing okay. Zarpizza's still doing a lot though. And here comes Kartson. He's gonna get the damage down. Zarpizza's gonna flash away. This ult comes through, and Kartson is not gonna be able to save his Illaoi rather. Swag Money Boy is going to get the kill there. The Zillion ult makes him feel safe enough, and actually it is going to be a third dragon for BDE.
I can't believe Illaoi died. I can't believe Illaoi died.
She's dead.
They did it. They did it. Like, it took them a minute. Like, Swag almost died, but now we know that, like, they can at least, you know, it takes Swag and Mysterio, and they can get a pick on her. However,
Maybe.
we still don't know what it's going to be like in the team fight situation where Ashe doesn't have Grievous Wounds.
Yeah, the Wits End looks like it's going to be the final item for Ashe here, and I am not a fan of it at this point.
I'm not a fan of, like, all I want is Grievous Wounds. That's all I want.
All I want for Christmas is Grievous Wounds.
Yeah, and I'm just happy that I like that Zillion got the shutdown, but I feel like it would have been so much better on Swag, who is the bruiser of the team, since Willow had a struggle with it at the early game. It would have been so much better if Swag got that, to make him more of a bruiser, make him more scary. Because it seems like it's Swag that can finally take down Zarpizza.
Yeah, Zarpizza definitely has more of a chance going down to the Trundle than the Zillion. But, I mean, Zillion now has this Rabadon's, is starting to do some damage. And more importantly, too, is the revive. The heal on the revive is going to be very large. This is almost at the point where Zillion's level 16. I want to give a quick check on that ult cooldown there. It'll be 35 seconds at level 16, which is stupid.
Is terrifying.
Yeah, that is the possibility of a very long fight. Zillion could ult twice. Like, that's dumb. That's stupid.
I don't want to think about that. What I do want to think about, though, is this current Baron dance. Because Illaoi is there, and Swag is there. But the question is, can Swag kill her in the scenario of a team fight? And I don't think he can, because now Illaoi has the entire team backing her up.
Yeah, and also worth mentioning, Broken Windows does have the ultimate ready, and is in position to go off on it. Oh, Swag Money Boy's going in. B Willow's gonna get the grab. Here comes the ult, and it's a huge fear across everybody. They just won them. Holy God, that was easy. LGC win the fight. They're gonna get the Baron here, and honestly, they could crack an inhibitor at the same time. What a combo there from LGC.
They beat the I have better ult game. It's as simple as that.
They won the game of pushing R.
Yeah, basically. And just the Azir, like, pushing in to make sure no one could escape that Fiddle ult was so good. I was like, that was the synergy that they lacked in the first game. And now they're coming back in the second game saying, no, we have that now. No, we know how to work together. Like, we can actually do this. We can win. We can upset BDE.
Absolutely, as Kartson's going to be pushing that mid lane. Top lane also getting pushed by Zarpizza. That inhibitor should go down. Mysterio's the only one alive here. Kartson will get that one. Zarpizza trying to push this top side, but may not be able to do so, as everybody is now alive for BDE, and they're going to try and hold this top lane inhibitor alive. Dragon is going to be spawning in a minute 20. So, Soul Point is available for both teams. Your next big objective is going to be that dragon, and the Baron is going to still be on LGC when that dragon is alive.
Unless there is a team fight before a dragon, I don't think BDE will get it. They don't have the damage right now, and it's just so hard to combat a Fiddlesticks that can just ult over a wall and then destroy them. And because their stuns and CC are just so conditional, it is just so much harder for them. Like, they saw the team that they were going into, and I had hope for them. Like, they had the engage, quick disengage. It should have been fine, but Alawi just getting so strong in the early game has set up LGC for what they are right now in the later game. And the fact that no one has built grievous wounds. Ash, I'm talking to you, dude.
I mean, they have it, just not on the person they need it. There's Zarpizza getting caught out. Zarpizza will flash as the Ash ult hits, but Vivolo is taking a lot of damage, a huge grit shield, but it hits nobody. TP is coming in on the backside. Here comes Squad Fam Deluxe to help the team, but that is a lot burned for no gain. Carton is the only one not at full health still, and Vivolo is trying desperately to get back. The dance will begin as Dragon has arrived.
And you can just keep seeing broken windows sitting in bushes, like sitting behind walls. He is only there to ult, and that is it.
What is my purpose? You push R.
And we're gonna see that any second now.
Okay, blue team gets the dragon. That is the soul. The big shockwave comes through, and there is Broken Windows hitting the ult on everybody. Immediate Zonias. There is Arknights. Arknights, just walk in. You have the Zillion ult on you. You waited too long. Your heal is gone. Zarpizza is going to be chasing down Squad Fam Deluxe. C-Mac and gets a triple kill. Gonna pick up the Quadra at the end of this, and it's going to be the win for LGC as the minions are crashing into the base.
It was the ults. Like, both these teams have won once because they just had the stronger R game. Like, they were like, oh, I have better ults than you. And now that makes me so curious about the draft pick for next game. Like, if this is the game that we're playing, then what's going to happen next for this draft pick? Are they going to keep building, like, for the best ult team or what?
Yeah, it definitely opens up the question of, what do we do from a draft perspective right now? Because it is not looking like especially because you're going to assume BDE are going to take blue side again, right? They're going to want that first pick. So what do you do from Spartans? Remember, they aren't going to have access to one of those bans. So it is going to be a struggle for them to ban out the Wombo combo team. They need to leave enough open that they can take more ults away from BDE.
What makes me a little bit excited / interested as well is the fact that that game was almost 50 minutes. Meanwhile, BDE, when they played a comp similar where they just relied on their ults, it was like maybe 30 minutes tops, like almost 30. It was like a little bit under 20. Like, it was around the 20-minute mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that like still shows like how powerful BDE is. They delayed that game till like almost 50 minutes, and even though they still lost, they like kept LGC on their toes still. They still have the potential to win this split at the end of the day, like this series at the end of the day. They have that ability to. The question is, can they pull through in this draft again?
Absolutely. And we are going to take a quick break as we get ready for the next game, though, guys. We are going to game 3. Do not go anywhere. We are going to be back with the conclusion of BDE and LGC. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our final game of the night. BDE versus LGC. Both teams have evened it up 1-1, and we are going to be getting ready for game 3 as drafting has been prepped, and we will be starting in just a moment.
So, what I'm expecting for this draft is Simon's back, by the way. So that has potential mid. Maybe they won't. They might do the same thing that they kind of did like in the first game where they banned Yone and they put in Yasuo. I see them doing that again. However, I do think that Alawi has to get banned right off the bat. We saw what Alawi can do, and if Willow can't step up to that, especially on a like champion like Set, it just seemed like it was a counter pick too. That was the thing. But the absolute fear of it coming in again and single-handedly destroying that game for them, they have to get rid of it unless they are like have a counter prepared that they did in the meantime. But I don't think they do.
Yeah, do want to give the heads up. Draft law does give us the ability to take away bans, so that is why you are seeing the gray on the draft law there. It is them. It is LGC not getting that ban because they are using an E sub, which, as per our rules, does mean you lose a ban. Tom Kench and Diana are the first two bans from BDE. We'll see what LGC want to take away. Sightstone is back into the game. So we could see that Yasuo being, well, okay, that answers that one.
So I guess my follow-up question is, they could pick Yone, which is also something that Sightstone really likes. So maybe we'll see that this time. Maybe we won't. Who knows? And they got rid of Alawi real quick. They were not letting that come in again.
Yeah, they do not want to let that one come through. And the Yone is going to be the other ban now. So we do still have the Set, the Braum, the Amumu. Okay, I think BDE have realized, hey, wait, game 1 worked. Let's do that. Let's just do that again.
The Amumu has worked very well for them before last week as well. So I'm excited to see it again. I'm still waiting for the day I can see Spike Money's Ivern, but I guess today is not that day. Braum again. I don't want what I'd be the most scared of is if they both like went roughly the same comps that they did in the first 2 games, like LGC. Yeah, they're doing Jinx Braum again. So if BDE went the like Ziggs.
There we go.
Oh, Tarek.
Tarek has been banned in some of these games, so this is definitely a switch up BDE are going to go for. I like this in some aspects because it does just lean into that wombo combo that we saw before, just even more heavily now, and especially against somebody like Braum. Tarek isn't going to get punished too hard.
Yeah, especially because Tarek has been. They kept banning. LGC was like kept banning Tarek Tristana. They did not let that get in. And now they have, and we'll see like what BD does as a way of like, this is your mistake now. You are going to pay for this. You let these 2 people you've been banning for the last 2 games in, and now you're going to have to deal with it. But there's also Silas as well.
Yeah, there also is Silas going to be taken here. Tristana is going to be picked up as well, so comboing nicely. They can get that jump in stun with the Tristana. Has some nice combo potential as we are now into that second draft phase. Zed going to be taken away from BDE. That mid laner still not taken on BDE's side. The Silas can be flexed into a couple of areas. Fiddlesticks also being taken off the board. BDE do not want to see some more repeats of last game.
It very much shows that BD learned their lesson and they are going to adapt and change to it, and they definitely have. I'm really happy to see the Tarek Tristana solely because like the jump stun and the fact that LGC like kept banning it over and over again, and now we have the chance to see it actually in action and see why LGC fears it so much, along with the Viego ban too.
Yeah, so Viego taken away, which is weird because we have not seen any despite him being open. So I feel like that one is a bit of a strange ban, but regardless, LGC do now have this pick that is going to be their last pick before they get full counter pick. I like the Jin Zhao. That is a strong jungler that has a lot of early potency compared to what the Amumu brings to the table. It does pull them away from that press R composition, but I like the thought process behind this.
However, Swag played against the Zinzao, and Zinzao did have a very hard time with that. So I'm hoping that this Zinzao Talon as well. We've seen Sightstone on the Talon. I'm gonna change my train of thought here real quick. We've seen Sightstone on the Talon before. He is so slippery. He is so hard to kill when he is on this Talon, and who knows, maybe he will be the one with only one death by the end of this game, as was Zara Pizza. I had to think about the name very quickly.
Zara Pizza.
Yeah,
Zara Pizza. Just get very, very Italian all of a sudden.
But the Kennen too. Tomorrow played a lot of Kennen last week, right?
I believe so. I do like it with this composition because it does just, it is another press R to win kind of style. The Azir is going to be taken through now too as well for a little bit more peel potential, is that Silas now is going to be confirmed top side going up against this Kennen, and Azir will be taking on the Talon. This one gets a little interesting because I feel like it is going to be very much whoever snowballs first.
I think mid will be fun. I think mid's going to be pretty even. I think Sightstone's going to just kind of relax for a bit. However, I do see either like bot lane snowballing or top lane. I think it's going to be top lane. Top lane has been where our dirtiest fights have been so far, and I do think that is going to be the lane to focus on again, especially with the Silas and the Kennen. One of them is going to eventually snowball, and I think it's going to end up being in top lane over any other lane. I do expect to see just jungler. I think there's going to be a lot of ganks mid on Sightstone again, like there were last game. However, I do think he will continue slipping away, especially with something like Talon. It is such an issue.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be a bit different there. Wait, come on, work with me here. Freaking refresh that jazz. Give me the drafter. Hello. All right, well, it is just not gonna work with me, I guess. Oh, because I closed the dang. All right, well, I will fix that in just a moment. Hang on. Go on about the team compositions a little more as I scramble.
Okay, so we've seen the Jinx and Braum before too. We saw that last game. We saw how deadly that Jinx can become. I do see potential for that again, but now that this is a bot lane, like BD has a bot lane where these two champs got banned the last two games. There has to be a reason. Like Taric, Tristana, that is a scary duo to go against bot lane. And I do see potential for this Jinx to not be able to snowball like she did last game. She got a lot of kills whenever she got excited. She was able to just keep running down, keep going. And I do think Tristana might be the answer to this, especially with being able to just jump, immediately stun. You never know when that's going to happen. You aren't going to be ready. It is just very curious for me, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, I want to see this Tristana go in and say, no, Jinx, you can't pop off like you did last game. I feel like all of these teams, like, they have the ults to either prevent each other from doing anything, but I do think BD has a stronger ult game at the end of the day. They have the Taric ult, they have the Moonstone, they have the Talon ult, they have the Kennen, and we've seen how deadly a Kennen ult can be. And I really want to see. I think this might be a big game for BD. I just think the team comps are better. Silas ult, it's nice, but I think the only good ults really are Kennen, Taric, and Amumu, and even then Kennen's kind of conditional in my eyes. When it goes to Zinzao, I feel like Zinzao and Azir were just two champs that they picked. Azir because it went well last game. However, I feel like those are their get out scot-free champs. They were like, I don't want to deal with this. I am going to use Azir to push these people away. They're not going to let the Tristana jump. They're going to push your way right off the bat. The Zinzao gets them out of his little circle and that kind of stuff. And I feel like the two main people I would be worried about is this bot lane, honestly. Unless Zinzao can pop off in the early game and get those early ganks off and do that early damage and get ahead. I feel like he's a make or break champion, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, so we are fixed up on stream. But yeah, things are going to get very tough for LGC as the game goes later and later, because the Taric combined with this Kennen and Mumu is just terrifying to deal with. And if this Talon can carry them through that early game, what do you do as LGC? You just kind of cower and cry as Talon runs all over you.
Yeah, I feel like the best way that they can get away with this game is to just get objectives and kind of stay out of BD's way. They need to avoid dying in the best way possible. They also need like one champion. Like LGC, they won last game because they had Alawi, and Alawi snowballed. They need a scenario like that again where a champ snowballs to the point where it is out of control. And I don't think any of the champions on LGC's side can snowball as crazy as an Alawi does. So I'm kind of just like, they're going to have to work more together in order to win this game. If they want to win this series, they need to work for it. They need to put in the effort and not just kind of have one champion go crazy. They can't do that again this time. They have to have synergy.
Yeah. Yeah, and credit where it is due, ZMAC did look good once they got off the ground with the Jinx. It's just, it was all off the back of Zerpitz's Alawi in that first game. It's now the Silas, and you're going up against the Kennen. I feel like there's an opportunity to see some of the similar things that we saw, because Kennen, while he can be a lane bully, if he gets aggressed upon, he definitely doesn't have the best of times.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Kennen go wrong necessarily, though, in these leagues. Like, Kennen, normally, we've talked about it before, like, Kennen's normally a counterpick to someone else. And I don't necessarily think Kennen was a counterpick to Silas at all. And I don't remember the pick order off the top of my head to be like, oh yeah, they knew that Silas was top at the time. But Kennen is just always such a peculiar pick. But I do feel like once it matters with team fights and that kind of stuff, as long as Kennen can get that ult off and like get it done well, it's easy. Then a Mumu goes in, or they can even swip it the other way. If Kennen is having such a hard time, Kennen can wait for that Mumu ult to go off, because Swag is so comfortable on that champ. They're all playing champs I feel like they're all very comfortable with. They're gonna have a great time. This is their plan. Like, they're gonna be on these champs that they like. Sightstone will slip away. They have that huge aggression in bot lane. Swag loves a Mumu. I don't know enough about Willow to know about how Willow feels on Kennen, but I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, but we are going to take a quick break as we load into this final game. Don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back after this break. And welcome back, everybody. We are into the final game of the night. BDE on the blue side, LGC on the red side. And this is for the series.
So, remember that glitch that you just had?
Yeah.
I just got it.
Nice. Okay, well, go ahead and I guess find I used carts in on OPGG. And
it gave me the opportunity to reconnect again, so I'm just gonna try and see.
That did not work for me. I tried that because I got the same. But I guess in the meantime, I will keep things running, and you can let me know at what point you get in, at what time, and I can let you know when we hit that time.
I'm at 2:03.
You're at 2:03. Okay, well I am at 1 minute and 12. So you got a while to sit there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, nothing big happening across the board. Everything rune wise, item wise looks about as I would have expected, and it is just going to be a stock standard start. We will get underway here as blue buffs are being taken by both junglers. And what time was that again?
2:03.
I have no brain, no object permanence. Yeah, so lanes are just gonna get underway. Sightstone is gonna get a little bit of damage on him. We are closing in on that 2:03 mark, and we will hit it at now. All right, coolio. So now we are fully underway. Again, apologies for that. Actually, okay, Mysterious started W on Tarek. Is that what I'm seeing?
Wait, who started W?
Tarek. That's not useful at all. It's not very good.
Well, good thing you just hit level 2.
It just hit level 2. Did level up the stun, so we'll be able to. Yeah, that one was a little weird. All right, as our pizza gonna get a little bit of damage down to Willow, but will get answered back in the auto attacks. So that's exactly what I would expect out of that lane. Silas is gonna go in, try and beat the crap out of Kennen, and he's gonna throw some pointy shurikens back at him as he runs away.
The Silas pick up top. I just also haven't seen Silas top in a while. But my favorite thing this entire series has just been top lane has been them like literally beating each other to death. They just keep fighting for no reason.
Yeah, and Zarpizza doing a good job getting that damage down. I mean, in my opinion, any fight that comes out even, Zarpizza does technically win because the W heal will be very potent, and Bibolo does not have access to anything similar.
I think I'm curious about this Tarek and Mumu together. I wanted to see something ideally up mid, but I feel like no one's like too pushed out. There's not enough. It's only 3 minutes in. 3-minute gank, that would be nice, but it's not practical, so we won't probably see it. Or will we?
Maybe. Bag Money Boy thinking about it.
Yeah. Swag Money in the bushes.
All right, now it's just gonna be sitting there for a bit. He's tried this gank once before and was spotted. West always seems like he wants to try and get a ward in that bush, just for future reference. And oh, Swag Money Boy wants it, but they're not biting. They are not moving. There's a lot of wait, hold on. There is the bandage toss. There is the stun coming through, but not going to hit. Another bandage toss comes through. West Doorway is going to get out okay, and that is honestly, I would say, a lot of wasted time for Swag Money Boy.
It just, what also really sucks was even the no summoners were taken away either. It just was a little bit of damage. That's nice, but nothing worthwhile for Swag Money Boy.
Yeah, nothing huge. And West Doorway going to be fine. And throughout all of that, Xin Zhao gets to farm. And will hit that level 4. Looks like he may try and think about a top lane gank after he takes these Krugs. We will see how that goes.
He also already backed before Swag too, so he is a little bit ahead with that big X. I have a thought about builds. Is what if Kennen went like a little AP?
Just a little AP? As opposed to full AP? Or will it be just a little bit of AP or a lot of AP?
Just a little bit.
Just
like
a tiny bit?
Just a little bit.
And then what?
Well, actually, theoretically, if Kennen went all AP too, that would also be fun because they have no EP on their team.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kennen is generally an AP champion, so I would expect a full AP Kennen.
Yeah, but I also, like, sometimes I just forget that, like, I feel like he's, like, a little bit, like, you can mix it up a bit sometimes with him, but I'm also not 100%
The big thing
sure.
is because he has such good attack speed scaling, you'll take the Doran's Blade. That is kind of you take the Doran's Blade and then you go full AP after that.
I always forget though, like, because I feel like I've seen like builds where like he builds a little bit of both, but I have such a bad memory, and Kennen's just never played ever that he always confuses me.
Yeah, understandable.
He's just a rat.
You said that with such vitriol, like he's just a rat, disgusting, dirty, and nasty.
I do like the arcs backed in time for a Noon Quiver. That's like my big thing is whenever you play ADC, back when you have Noon Quiver, that makes me content because then you aren't like backing and buying like small components. You got a big component right off the bat, and even then, like you're kind of just set when you have a Noon Quiver too.
Yeah. So Jinx will need to try and back here. I think they're going to try and get the reset coming through, but it's going to be a little bit late. Sightstone taking a lot of damage. Cartson, though, low on the mana department.
Everyone's like pretty even in farm so far too, which is a little bit nice. I do see the next big fight being somewhere down bot lane though with that Cloud Drake up though.
Yeah. Will be available. Swag Money Boy is level 6. Broken Windows is only level 5. Does not hit the Wind Becomes Lightning, so he will become just a cloud in the sky and back away as Cartson is able to protect his jungler. Broken Window still needs to hit that level 6 point if he wants to try and take those fights, but with him going topside and the bot lane backing, they got caught with their pants down. Dragon is going to be an easy pickup here for BDE.
Yeah, that was a lot cleaner than I thought it was going to be. I thought there would have been a little bit more of a fight for it, but I mean, Broken Windows, instead of going bot and farming for 6, like, wolves are up. No, he went top, and I did not like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that seemed to be a little bit of a pathing mistake, especially when your bot lane has backed, and it is very clear that they have backed. That is a little bit disappointing to see, but BDE will pick that early.
It was also just so obvious that he went top. Like, everyone watched him go top. They're like, okay, if he's at top, let's go get Drag. And even then, like if West Doorway and ZMAC got back in time, they still would have had to deal with Swag, Sightstone, Arcs, and Mysterio, which just wouldn't have been practical for them. Like, they wouldn't have taken that fight.
Yeah, hold up, though. We've got the Xin Zhao finding the Amumu, and Amumu is not going to have a good time with that one. Challenge Sponge goes down onto Swag Money Boy. Hold up, woke. Okay, never mind. I'm completely wrong. Amumu's busted. He just 1v1 Xin Zhao.
I thought Willow was going to have to go in to help with the kill, but apparently not.
Apparently, Amumu's a busted champion.
I think that was just a testament, though, of Mumu. Because the second that popped, the Broken Windows just kind of had to sit there while Mumu just kind of whacked him with his head.
Well, the big thing, too, is there were no ults used. Wait, Zarpita, speaking of ults, he grabs the Amumu ult, picks up the kill onto big Speedy E Swag Money Boy, and Zarpita is also going to go down. Going to take a little bit as he is going to take some damage. No way. You do not get out of this. Please. Okay, yeah, he does end up going down. I think he stole another ultimate, though. Broken Windows now back in this fight. Do not
What
want
a
to see a
nice
retake.
buff transfer. I would not want to be Cartson right now with Sightstone with double buffs right now. This does seem like a fun time.
Yeah. Yeah, I do also want to point out, I think a big reason that Swag Money Boy did win that was just the ultimate used versus not used on the Xin Zhao. Just, that was a lot of time where there was no, oh, okay, Sightstone is just gonna 1v1 him, and there is the power of Talon. Just completely dumpstered carts in there.
I think
oh, God.
what makes this, Sightstone is already like asserting dominance in.
Oh wait, hold on. Broken Windows wants to try and take this. We'll use the ultimate Sightstone. Will flash away. Challenging smite used once again for that burn. Sightstone though is still healthy, has the mana, can think about something if Broken Windows tries to go for something funky.
What I did like though was like.
Oh, you're not gonna get to talk. B-Willow is coming on that bot side, uses the ultimate slicing Maelstrom across the ball. Z-Mackin flashes away, but it doesn't matter. Swag Buddy Boy, he hits that Q. He is going to get it. The flash forward with the Curse of the Sad Mummy. Terragult's gonna come down, provide a lot of protection, and an extremely late TP from Cartson is gonna show up and say, all right, well, I guess I get wave?
It does look like the Battle of the Ults has already came in, and BDE is showing out the roles, being like, yeah, you can't handle this, you cannot fight us on this. And I like that a lot. And in order to kind of prevent that, it's just they need someone to snowball again. And ideally, I think Xin Zhao would be the one that would have to snowball if they wanted to keep this game alive for LGC.
Yeah, but already the Samumu is just ahead of Xin Zhao. That should not be the case. So this is not looking good.
That's the power of Swag Money, though. I've heard good things about Swag, dude.
For some reason, the way you said that made me think of the Pine Soul lady. Like, that's just the power of a Swag Money Boy.
Oh my god! Wait, now I get what you're saying. Now I get what you're saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have fun here. As we are going to see Cartson still down on this bot side. Mysterio going to clear out this ward. Cartson, you okay, buddy? You are going a little bit too far forward. There's the ult, but not really going to mean too much when you're already a little bit too caught out. Cartson goes down for free.
Drake, Ocean Drake, 10 seconds. I don't think there should be contestation yet. I think if a team gets it, a team gets it. Because the thing is, if BDE wants it, they're going to get it, and as a result, LGC will just get more behind and die, and it's just not worth it. Oh, Zarpizza's popping that, and he's got some friends coming. Good dodge on the bandage toss, but there is another Curse of the Sad Mummy, and it is going to be another kill for Big... God, I keep wanting to call him Big Swag Money Boy. And I mean, like, I guess that's true this game, but, like... I don't know, I want to be fair. I don't want to sound biased. We talked about it, because last week, Swag played a Mumu and went against the Xin Zhao. And this is exactly what happened last week. Like, Swag does not care. Yeah, Cartson's dead. Alright, continue. Oh my god, Cartson's dead, we can continue. Yeah, I know, but like, they've already just kind of, it's 8-1. It is 22k to 18k. And it's just so, wow. I don't know what can be done at this point. They just have to hope to get shut down. They have to hope that they get lucky in one fight. They need to do what BDE is so well known for doing, is find an exploit and it, like, find like a crack in the armor and abuse it until you can't anymore. Yeah, but it's really not looking like they're gonna have an opportunity to, because like we talked about the kind of scaling and everything, the damage from these ultimates and how well they're gonna scale into the late game. Eric ult is nasty late game. Mumu ult, crazy good. Kennen ult is crazy good. Like, these are all really strong late game champions, and it's just already out of hand. I mean, it's just we talked about it being late game, and then it's only early game, and they're already just having the time of their lives right now with this. And it's just there's a lot to process because these teams have just such good synergies together. Like they communicate, they work together, they know what to do and what to get done. They know how to do their business and then just leave.
Yeah, BDE really in control of this game so far. Let's just take a second to look across the map on where all this gold is. And I mean, there is a surprising amount on this Amumu as well as this Talon. 3 kills up and 20 CS. Sightstone showing that lane dominance once again.
Sightstone is also like he's played on
wait, hold on.
before and he always gets...
Hold on. Yeah, there is the engaged. Talon's going to get rooted up there. Sightstone's going to pop the Talon ult, but he's going to get back onto the Jinx. Does not get the shurikens across. There is the Curse of the Sad Mummy, and Sightstone's going to try and get the kill. West Orway will flash away. Sightstone does not get the kill. Cartson's looking for something here, but Mysterio's sitting on the outside there. And I believe, nope, Sightstone's gonna go in. There is the ult from the Azir, the stun from Mysterio, and there's the Taric ult, gonna be protecting everybody. Cartson getting very low with the ignite, and Sightstone's gonna jump over the wall, stay alive. TP comes in from Zarpizza, he takes the Amumu ult, he's gonna stun Swag Money Boy, and they're gonna just get the kill with that. Sightstone is still alive, he's thinking about going in, he backs out over the wall. Sightstone needs to run, he's just hopping over everything, parkour, hardcore, all over the place. He will get out with the help of the Taric, and ultimately it is just a 1-0, I believe, in favor of LGC.
That shutdown was good. That shutdown was good. Maybe they'll get the Talon one next, but so
nope, Z-Mackin's gonna die. Yeah, goodbye.
Did not die earlier, and now Z-Mac dies now. Hardcore parkour, for real. That solely kept Sightstone alive, and it just shows how well and slippery.
Oh, Broken Window's going in. I don't think you wanted to take that one, buddy. There is the Slicing Maelstrom gonna get the kill, and B Willow is gonna try and take the fight here. Zarpizza should be able to clean this one up and will, but it is a 1-for-1 in a situation that could have just been better played for the free kill.
Zarpizza so far has all the kills on LGC. And I think if that keeps going, theoretically, that could be good news for them. However, their pizza needs to complete their boots, please. Please and thank you.
Also needs to back away because this Talon is thinking about going in. There is the ult steal. So Pizza's gonna try and take this fight. Takes the ult and yeah, will be using it for himself. Sightstone uses his own ult, says that's mine, buddy. I'm getting that kill. Sightstone will survive with the help of the Triumph, and West Doorway says, hold up, I'm not gonna fight that dude.
Well, at least he got a faster back to get his boots.
Yes. Not, I would argue not the correct way to do that. There are ways to do that without giving your enemy 300 gold.
Yeah. Anywho, Flame Drake is up in a minute, and it's still at the point where if LGC tries to contest it, they're just gonna die, and that's not gonna be good. Baron is also up in a minute though as well, basically. So I'm kind of just hoping there's a little bit of a trade there instead of, you know, doing the dance for Baron. Like one of them can take Baron and one of them can take Dragon, and I think that is the most ideal situation for LGC here. Is one of them has to take, like, while one of them is at, like, if PD was at Dragon, then go take Baron. That is the best route to go about here.
Yeah, well, they may not get to do so good. Blast Cone for Broken Widow will get out. Sightstone thinking about going in. There is the Azir ult. Here comes Taric to try and protect him. Sightstone will stay alive, gets the parkour, and will get away. Zarpizza is going to be trying to stay alive through this fight. And there's the Braum ult across everybody. Slicing Maelstrom is wiping the floor with them. Z-Mackin is going to try and Galestorm out, but he is not going to get it. Cartson is the only person left alive, as Swag Money Boy is the only person who went down. Arknight is going in. He uses the ult, the Buster Shot will get the kill. Arknight, you need to jump a little further than that, buddy. Not gonna make it out with that, but it is the ace just for 2 as BDE coming out the victors.
Yeah, there goes Flame Drake. That I don't know what they can really do here. The gold difference is so big right now too, like 34 3.6k to 27.9k. There isn't much to be done on this side now anymore. They don't have much that they can do. Jake just tried to steal a dragon. Did not go too well either, so...
Yeah, so now Soul Point is available for BDE in about 5 minutes. And it is not looking good for LGC. They are struggling right now, and it is only going to get harder from here.
It's just, the big thing too is like, you just need one good fight, and then you can get back into the game. The issue is BDE isn't giving them that chance for one good fight. And especially like the only one who has been so close to dying, but just not, has been Sightstone. Sightstone has been so close to death that every single time he just jumped over a wall. They're so slippery and so hard to kill. There's so much that they can do to counter this. And is this the Baron Dance now?
This may be the Baron Dance. I feel like this is something that BDE can force if they want to. They have the gold lead to do so, and they have the characters to force the fight. But right now, it is going to be just the back off. They're going to take the Scuttle Crab. And we are just going to get a little bit of stall out here.
Arc Knights, please finish your boots. It is 21 minutes into the game. Thank you very much.
Yeah, please do not tilt my caster more than she already is. I would appreciate it if you did.
Is, like, I'm just so big about everyone like finishing their boots, especially because it's so late into the game now. Like, please. But anyways, I guess it doesn't matter because they just got a free Baron off of that. So.
You're like the grandma that wants to make sure everybody has a scarf on when it's cold. Like, please, just wear your boots. It'll keep you warm and make sure your feet don't hurt.
We talked the last time we cast together. We talked about how like sharp those rock on Summoner's Breath with the Krugs too.
Yeah, that is true.
Silas only, like, Zarpizza's only really stolen a Mumu ult. I've seen a Mumu ult, I've seen Talon ult.
Still Taric ult, I think.
But,
I believe he's still Taric ult.
Has he? He hasn't really stolen Taric ult enough to my liking, and I think if he has that ult, that would be the game changer for them.
He had, I believe he used Taric ult in that fight near Blue Buff where the Cannon ult wiped them afterwards. I believe that is why that fight lasted so long. But
yeah, it just feels like a massacre at this point. I mean, the Soul Point's up in 2 minutes. West Doorway has just been getting poked out by this cannon for the past like 30 seconds now. But there also is more potential here. Like top lane, right for the taking, there's a tower there. They just keep sitting mid where everyone else is as well, and it's just not doing them good. Like they're wasting their Baron here by just sitting mid in hopes that, you know, maybe one day they can push into the tower.
Yeah, you're seeing it now. Sightstone wants to get around to that top side and try and split push it. They're trying to hold it. There is the Tristana bomb, and now Swag Money Boy gonna hit the ult only onto one. Flashes forward afterwards, and there is B Willow to clean up everything. Taric ult gonna keep people alive. Broken Windows going to be getting out with just a sliver of health. Massive Azir ult, but it doesn't matter. It is everybody going down. Nobody dies. Arc Knight survives just barely, and that is going to be the game. A quick finish here in game 3 for BDE as they just massively just in every single way beat LGC to the ground, and they will be your victors for this series.
And that's game right there. I may not be able to talk a little bit after this game because I just had someone knock on my door.
All right,
but I will say congrats.
Oh, you cut out. You cut out. You are not able to be heard right now. So I guess I will take it from here until Industrial can possibly fix that. But
can you hear me?
yes, I can. There we go.
Okay. I just heard someone knock on my door, so I just want to say, well played, everyone. Good game. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. I have to go because people keep knocking on my door, and I feel really bad. So, have a good rest of your night, though. And that was some really great names, and I think there's a lot of learning on both teams that could be done, and it's a very big learning curve for both teams, and I'm excited to see what happens next week with both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for that. Congratulations to BDE for their win. As you said, there are some learning points from both sides, I believe, and it is going to be very exciting as we get further into the season. We are starting to get close to that playoff point, so these teams are going to be fighting for those spots in just a bit, but that is going to be it for us. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Sunday, we've got more IBS. This Thursday, we've got gold. Until then, have a wonderful night, everybody.
Pianet in vai is glory.